Yo, how are we all doing? Welcome back to Premier League Dad. My name is Kee. We are live for Bournemouth against Brentford in the Carabao Cup. We're back. We're back after a big night last night. I am absolutely shattered. I feel like I was up till daft o'clock rewatching that Rio Ngamoa goal. Just rewatching that Rio Ngamoa all night. I just feel like that's all I was doing. So, I am absolutely shattered. So yeah, today's not going to be the best stream, but I'll be smiling if not all the way through. It's all good. Right, here we go. Let's have a chat. Let's have a chat. Let me get the chat up on screen actually on YouTube because I've not got it going. Bournemouth and Brentford kicks off at 7:45, I believe it is. So we got a good half hour or so to kick off, so we can have a little chinwag, a little chat as we get into this one. I'll go through the lineups. We'll talk through it all, and we can have a little see what we think. Because tonight, it feels like there's quite a few big games tonight. It's quite a lot of good games. Obviously, Wolves against West Ham. That's going to be a pivotal one. We don't know exactly how Graham Potter's future looks there. Jørgen Strand Larsen, of course, being linked to the move to Newcastle. Apparently, Newcastle have had a bid accepted for 60 million quid for Jørgen Strand Larsen. And it's all just being filtered out over the next day or so. But yeah, again, this is what we're hearing. That actually there is movement, and Jørgen Strand Larsen has bhave been dropped tonight by Wolves. So it might make a little bit of sense. Maybe it's people putting 2 and 2 together and getting 5. We don't know. But hey, listen, let's have a see tonight and we can talk it all out. Come on, Kee, sort yourself out, mate. Pull your finger out, sunshine. Here we go. I guess that'll do. Josh, how's it going, Josh? Good to see you. Shelley, good to see you back too. Chimey, thank you very much for coming in. Good to see you. Matty, hello. Strand Larsen's on the bench. He is on the bench, but he has been obviously dropped out of the starting 11, which would make you question exactly why that is, given Wolves would have been expected maybe to have a decent go at this competition. Right, let me catch up on TikTok because I've not even had a look at TikTok. I apologise. Pedro Lover, yes, good to see you. How's it going, Jay? Newcastle robbed last night, evening, Kee. Oh, what a surprise! The Evertonian thinks Newcastle were robbed. Joe, you know what, Kee, lad? Fair play. Nothing will take away how proud I am from the lads, though. Listen, Newcastle were absolutely brilliant, Joe. I would never deny that in any way, shape, or form. You were absolutely fantastic from start to finish. Absolutely brilliant, and I think, yeah, on the balance of play, maybe a point probably wouldn't have been an unfair result at all. But for the way the kid finished that, because I imagine for a 16-year-old lad, the ball to just stand still, like it would have just, the world would have stopped around him, and I just think that was just an absolutely amazing story, an absolutely unbelievable story that last night. It was in a great game as well, even for the neutral. Forget Liverpool v Newcastle, forget all that, the Isak saga and all that nonsense. It was just an absolutely brilliant game, wasn't it? It was a wonderful game. Nick Knack, how's it going? Good to see you, Nick Knack. United forever, hi Kee. Palace looking at Akanji. Thought Akanji was going to Galatasaray or Fenerbahce. No, he was going to Turkey, wasn't he? I've not heard anything about that. Nick Knack, didn't know you were a Thomas. Me too. I am indeed, yeah. Shelley reminded me of Rooney. Well, he's only 1 day younger than Rooney. Oh, no, 1 day older than Rooney. Forgive me. He is the second youngest person to score a Premier League winner after Wayne Rooney against Arsenal. Yeah. Ollie Marley, if you give Gordon that red card, which it was, surely you need to give the Gravenberch challenge on Bruno. Why? Gravenberch one on Bruno was nothing. There was no issues at all with that one. I don't understand why anyone would even think that was a red card. It was never a red card. It was a yellow. Fine, I'll take the yellow, but it wasn't a red. Behave yourself, red card. Talk nonsense. Will has fun. Hi, Kee. How's it going? Good to see you, mate. Where are we at? 1 sec. Simon, is this game Premier League? It isn't. No, Simon. No, it's the Carabao Cup. Second round. Is it second round? I think it is second round, isn't it? Yeah, second round tonight. Jay, Everton aren't bitter. My ears are ringing and I've lost my voice, says Joe from last night. Did you stay all the way to the end? I'm sure you did. There's quite a few Newcastle fans were just filtering out there. Yeah, filtering out towards the end. NCL Riley, who did Newcastle have a bid accepted for? Well, apparently it is Jorgen Strand Larsen. Apparently they've upped the bid to 60 million quid. Ben, the Blues are back. Chelsea getting Fermin Lopez. What do we think to that? It just feels again like Chelsea buying nonsense for the sake of buying. What's the point? Tom thought that third goal was incredible last night. Devastated we didn't get a point though. That's fair. Again, I've got to say, as a Liverpool fan, I have to say I think a draw wouldn't have been an unfair result. It really wouldn't. But I can't say I'm anything other than delighted with the win. We've had so many late winners against Newcastle over the years. It just feels like, it's amazing. I love it. I love it. John Steve, I was so happy last night, still injecting those Geordie tears. Edward, Celtic still shocking today. I haven't seen Celtic. I know the 0-0 with Kairat Almaty, but I haven't seen that. Simon, is this Premier League? No, it isn't. West Ham v Wolves prediction. I think West Ham will take it to extra time. And I think maybe one of them on penalties. I think that one's going to be one of them games where it's just... Well, do you know what? I'm predicting a 0-0 or a 1-1 in it. And it'll go the distance and go to penalties. But knowing my luck, that'll be one of them games that's 4-3 or 5-4 or something like that, where both teams are just equally garbage and they just all of them just score loads of goals. But we was looking at that today. We was looking at watching Wolves against West Ham, but you guys overruled me. I asked you which game should we do? Should we do Wolves v West Ham or should we do Bournemouth against Brentford? And you all said, oh, let's do Bournemouth Brentford. That'll be a better game. So that's what we're doing. Never let it be said, I don't listen to the crowd. I'm an absolute crowd pleaser. Just making sure I'm not. Right, okay, fine. Reading winning 1-0 against AFC Wimbledon. Yes, I've just seen that one come through. JEFC, I was at the Rooney game. What a goal that was. Tom, Canate should have gone in my opinion, but can't complain with our performance at all. Canate should have gone? Oh, that's so... Mate, come on. There's no way. There's absolutely no way Canate should have been sent off. I just... Honestly, I don't think... Looking at that first half... Newcastle can't have asked for any more than the referee gave him. The referee literally gave Newcastle everything in that first half. And I mean everything. I think the one free kick he actually gave Liverpool was when Anthony Gordon scythed down Virgil van Dijk and left stud marks all down the back of his leg. There is absolutely no... Like, Liverpool didn't get a yellow card. Liverpool didn't get a free kick. Newcastle didn't really get anything in that first half. It was all... The referee was giving everything to Newcastle. It was absolutely shocking. He was appalling, that referee. He was absolutely appalling. So, yeah, I don't think Newcastle can gripe about the referee, if I'm dead honest, because he was horrific for Liverpool as well. Like, for Virgil van Dijk to actually have to stop play and go and speak to the referee in the first half and say, listen, both sides, mate, both sides, like... It's a proper feisty physical game. They're pulling us just as much as we're pulling them. You know, let's even it up a little bit because you are literally giving them everything. Everything. It was ridiculous. 1-1, AFC Wimbledon have equalised. Simon Mack, Rio. What about Rio? He's a wonderful player. Mr. Luke Etherington, what score would you go for between Man United and Grimsby tomorrow? Probably 4-0. Yeah, United will stuff them 4 or 5-0 and everyone will be rosy again. Everything will be fantastic again. So it'll all be fine tomorrow. Tom, Simon Hooper's horrific, but I think everyone has said that for years. Absolutely, yeah. Tom, Gordon's was a red, no debate there. Canate should have been done for a second yellow. But listen, the whole second yellow, like, I don't think it's one of them where two fouls shouldn't make a yellow card. 2 fouls don't make 2 yellow cards. That's ridiculous. And Canate, if you're getting a yellow card for putting we said it at half time, as soon as Newcastle came out in that second half, it was always going to be about trying to get a Liverpool man sent off to try and equal things up. Oh, D28, thank you for that, mate. What a hero. What an absolute hero. Thank you for that. Yeah, there was always going to be them trying to get players sent off. And I understand that. I'm not having a go at that, by the way. But I I don't think he does. I think he puts one hand on him, and I don't think in any way, shape or form that's enough to make Harvey Barnes go down. It was the softest thing, and he's gone down. Reece, that's some goal that in the Reading game from the big centre-back, top stanchion. Mark J, ref was not appalling as Liverpool defence. Liverpool defence, I don't think it was that appalling. Again, we made 2 mistakes and we got punished for both of them. Like everything else, Liverpool's defence was pretty good. Honestly, I think people are over-egging the pudding a little bit with Canate. Steve McNair, are Celtic going to manage to lose this tie? I think it might well be the case. Kairat Almaty are doing really well. Shelley, Boo, Anthony Gordon, Josh Miller says Brentford 1-1 tonight. 1-1. Ollie Marley is the draw tomorrow. I think it is, yeah, after the... Might even be before the United Grimsby game, but it is, I think, after tomorrow's games or before. Reece, Chris Kavanagh's been put on the Liverpool v Arsenal game, Key. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful stuff, that. Nostalgia Munker, I haven't kept up with the Arsenal news, with the transfer news for Spurs, so I have no idea who else Arsenal are getting. Well, apparently they're getting Piero Hincapié from Bayer Leverkusen, which will probably allow Jakub Kiwior to leave, which will, yeah, I think that might be a decent signing, that, for Arsenal, if they can manage to get it done. Joe, as I mentioned in the live, a fair few times, yeah. Tom, if it was Ekatike through, you'd be shouting for it 100%. Doesn't make a difference to the result. You boys will look very shaky this season. You'll get Isak, but Gay should be priority. Mate, honestly, see, I don't buy into this whole cognitive dissonance thing in terms of, if it was Ekatike through, you'd be shouting for it. I wouldn't, like, any more than... I think a foul's a foul, and if it's not, it's not. Like... I'm not saying Newcastle can't shout for it, but all I'm saying is I don't think you can feel aggrieved by it. I wouldn't be sat here going... Like, all the stuff that Newcastle... I've seen all over social media them claiming, Joe Linton getting held by Gravenberch. And then you look on the other angle and Joe Linton's, like, literally twerking on him and everything. Like, it's half of one. 6 of one and half a dozen of the other, sorry. 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. That is what we saw last night. Newcastle were giving it just as good as they got because they were 10 men. And they were trying to ruffle Liverpool's feathers, and they did a bloody good job of it, right? Eddie Howe sufficiently turned that into a boxing match, a rugby match, and fair play to him. I think most teams would have done the same. He knew that if he'd have played the ball on the deck, if he'd have played Liverpool at a game of football against 10 men in particular, he was going to lose. So the best chance they had was to knock it long at every opportunity, to do long throws, to get the keeper taking the free kicks, get it into the box, and beat us on physicality. And they did. They beat us up. It was a really, really good game. From a neutral's point of view. But if you look back, the stats don't lie. 40% of the time, that ball was in play, which is the lowest since, I think, 2010 when Stoke played Blackburn. And that tells you everything, doesn't it? In 2010, Stoke and Blackburn is the last time we saw a game like that. Stoke and Blackburn are 2 teams that shouldn't be uttered in the same realm as Newcastle and Liverpool. Not those Stoke and Blackburn teams, by the way, because they were very much long ball specialists. Josh, sub to you last night, mate. Saw the stream. Cheers, Josh. Thank you very much for that. Callum, Liverpool versus Arsenal prediction. I think that one's going to be 1-1 or 2-2. Drawn in that one. Josh, do you think we'll get Isak and Gay or just Isak? I think we get both. Yeah, I do think Liverpool end up getting both, and if we don't, then we probably sign no one. But I would be very, very surprised if we didn't sign both at this point. MT, ref was killing the game, ruining it by making the right call and giving Anthony Gordon red. Celtic might have played the worst 180 minutes of soccer in these last 2 matches. They've been bad, haven't they? Tom, you boys have looked very shaky this season. You'll get Isak, but Gay should be a priority. I think Canate is getting a lot more stick than perhaps he should be. Don't get me wrong. He's not played well. He's not played well. But let's not sit here and pretend that he's an absolute liability and he's an absolute, oh my God, I can't believe what a horrendous footballer he is and all this nonsense. That is symptomatic of the modern football fan. They're either absolutely incredible or absolutely garbage. There is zero in between. Konate didn't put a foot wrong last night, apart from the second goal, and in the first half, he had a little moment where I think he took a heavy touch and he pounced on him. Those two moments in an entire game of football, and you forget about all the clearances, all the times where he outpaced Anthony Gordon and Harvey Barnes as well. In the first half, he did really well sometimes. And he's done well against Bournemouth as well. But again, against Bournemouth, he puts the ball out for a corner. A couple of times, he's just looked a little bit shaky. He's not been at his best. And because of the contract situation, everyone's looking at it and going, oh, Konate, he's shocking. I think you've got to look at the way we've set up as well. I don't think it's all on Konate at all. I think you've got to look at the way Arne Slot's setting this team up. Taylor H, what game are you watching? I'm watching Bournemouth against Brentford, mate. It is kicking off in just over 10 minutes' time at the Vitality Stadium. Tom, from a Newcastle fan's perspective, what are we saying? From a Newcastle fan's perspective, these lads gave everything in while Isak on strike, no way back. I agree. Yeah, I agree. Mark J, Kirkes looks out of his depth, Konate is dross. Again, that's exactly what I'm talking about, the modern football fan. Doesn't have a clue. Tom, you get all those fans though, mate. It's the bad bunch. All fan bases have them. That's true enough. Lewis, who's playing. Everyone is playing. But I'm watching Bournemouth against Brentford. Joe, with Larson and Wissa, will be absolutely fine. I agree. You get two players in, Isak out. I actually think your attack becomes a whole lot better as a result. Edward, Kee, we can't play the way we have in the last two Prem games against Arsenal. Well, we won't. We won't, will we? We won't play like that because we played against Bournemouth at home and that was playing against the low block. And then we played Newcastle away, which was like playing against the rugby team. So Arsenal's going to be a completely different game altogether. Tom, that was the game plan, to be fair. I said we played like prime Stoke last night. You did, and you did it well. You did it very well. Joe, when are you bidding for Isak, mate? I'm waiting. With Larson and Whistle, will be absolutely fine. I think it's going to be reliant on you getting this Larson deal over the line. Lou says, Rio, nostalgia bunker. If Chris Kavanagh's refereeing Liverpool v Arsenal, that's a cheeky red for Arsenal. Might place a bet. Sully, Brentford beat Villa. Why are they playing another game? Carabao Cup, mate. Carabao Cup. Fidders Matty, another game where we subbed Hugo and Verts off, and 5 minutes later we concede. Do you think those two things are related? I don't think they're necessarily related there. I think that's just coinky-dink. I think it's just a coinky-dink. I just think Hugo and Verts going off and we lost a little bit of momentum up front. And you could say that we maybe didn't hang on to it as much as maybe we should have done. But actually, if you look back at the first goal, would Ekatike and Verts really have made a difference on that? No. Kirk has got to do a bit better. Bruno does very well though, it has to be said. They win the header. Good play. And the second goal, does Ekatike and Verts make a difference on that one? No, I don't think they do. But do you know what as well? The other thing that's being missed in all this, I have to say, Newcastle did incredibly well. Newcastle deserve all the praise in the world and they should get it. And fair play to Newcastle. They really, really ruffled Liverpool's feathers and played very well. But it has to be said now, in the last two Premier League games, Liverpool have gone ahead by 2 goals and thrown it away and got back to 2-2. That does deserve a little bit of a Gary Neville, a bit of a, ooh. Do you know what I mean? It does deserve a little bit of a reaction in that sense, right? However, one thing that feels like it's being overlooked is Liverpool came back in both of those games very late on. That takes huge mentality. Like, that takes resilience like you have never seen before. Chiesa, late winner. Engamoa, late winner. All teams can't do that. That's championship. That is championship stuff. I am telling you, that is baked into teams who win titles. That it's just Honestly, I am telling you now, if Arsenal or City in particular, City are very fragile mentally, but any other Premier League side, I'd say maybe Arsenal less so actually, because he has got them mentally kind of alright, but there's quite a few other Premier League sides who, if they're 2-0 up and they go back to 2-2, they lose that game. They lose it. They absolutely lose it. For Liverpool to do that twice in the first 2 Premier League games took an awful lot, and that's been overlooked. Josh, I've just joined your FPL, by the way. Cheers, Josh. Good to have you in it, mate. You'll probably finish ahead of me quite comfortably. Joe, based on that performance, how do you think we'll do? How do I think Newcastle will do? I think it depends if you get Strand Larsen and Wissa over the line. If you get Strand Larsen and Wissa over the line, the whole atmosphere around Newcastle changes, doesn't it? Everything changes. It becomes positive again. It becomes, the Isak saga's gone. It's done with. It's finished. I feel like if you get Wissa and you get Strand Larsen, at that point, Newcastle, I'd probably be backing them for top 5, top 6 again. Well, I say, not top 5, top 6. Let me rephrase that. 5th or 6th. You're not finishing the top 4, but 5th or 6th I think you could definitely get, no problem. If you keep Isak, if Isak stays, then all this noise around you don't get Wissa probably, or you just get Wissa and not Strand Larsen, but you don't really get a replacement in. I firmly believe that if you keep Isak, Newcastle probably finish about 9th or 10th, and you have a really, really bad season. Yeah. Because it's the noise around the club, like, for all of that wonderful atmosphere last night, like, it's just there's a whole mood around the club at the minute, and it's all focused on this one guy, and if he's still part of the club, then it's horrible. It's all negative. It detracts from what a wonderful team Newcastle are and what a great job Eddie Howe's done. So I'm not saying this just because I'm a Liverpool fan, sell him to us. I'm not saying it for that. I really am not. I genuinely believe, even if they were selling Isak to Barcelona or whoever, I would be saying, get him gone. Sell him, get him out the club. Doesn't matter the price now. Like, the price fine. Haggle, negotiate as hard as you can, get a good price, no problem. But the price, I feel like, is less important at this point for Newcastle. I genuinely believe that Newcastle should be selling Isak no matter what. Get him gone. Absolutely get him gone. Little Matt, do you think Liverpool selling Jarrell Kwanzaa was a mistake? No, not at all. No, we'll sell him. We'll get him back in a couple of years' time from Leverkusen. We've got a buyback clause. Yeah, wonderful young player. Joe says that the togetherness last night just felt unreal. Something about it, even the new lads. Unknown FRX, hearing Joe Linton and Ali injured our players, have that. Isdil24 says Isak out. Shelley, get the bad apple Isak out before he rots the team. That's true enough, yeah. Josh, I got 56 points this week and I had Cody and Hugo. Nice, well done on FPL, mate. That's it's got to be better than what I managed anyway. Shelley, I know, Key, I'm used to it happening to us, going behind and having to get stuck in. That's it. That is the mark of good teams. Never knowing when you're beaten. Never ever knowing when you're beaten, and that's the real sign of champions. So I look at that result last night, and if you're a Liverpool fan seeking to take positives from it, I think there's more positives than there are negatives. Put it that way. Little Matt, will Canate pick up? Well, I was just talking about this, Matt. I don't think Canate's... I think it's a storm in a teacup. It's a mountain out of a molehill. Canate isn't as bad as people are making out. Or hasn't been as bad as people have made out. He's had a couple of rocky games. But for me, he's still the second best defender in football. I genuinely believe that. I don't think there's a better defender around other than Virgil van Dijk. He's incredible, Canate. Absolutely incredible. 2 very shaky performances, it must be said. But not a liability. Like, I wouldn't say he's a liability. He's had a couple of, like, last night, heavy touch and didn't win a header both times. You know, that was it. The rest of it, he was pretty much fine. First game against Bournemouth, put the ball out for a corner. But yeah, I don't think Konate's had a terrific start to the season by any stretch of the imagination, but I also don't think he's been dreadful. I think that's people over exaggerating. Onye, do you think Konate is better than Saliba and Gabriel? Yes. Yeah. If you offered me a swap, well, put it this way. I think if Arsenal fans were offered Konate for Saliba, they wouldn't do it. Or Konate for Gabriel, they wouldn't do it. If you offered Saliba for Konate to Liverpool fans, certainly to me anyway, I wouldn't do it. So, whether they're better or not, that's an entirely subjective thing. But would I swap them? No. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't swap Konate for any other centre-back in football. And if we sell him, if he goes to Real Madrid, whoever we get is a downgrade as far as I'm concerned. So, yeah. What we saying? Finners Matty, Max Darman. Max Darman who? Rio. Finners Matty, do you think Doak and Kwanzaa both get bought back? No, Doak won't. But Doak is playing tonight, by the way. Ben Gannon Doak starting his first game for Bournemouth, as is Amin Adli, another new signing for Bournemouth. Eli Krupi, another good young player, starting tonight for Bournemouth. Petrovic, Araujo, Soler, Christie, Diakite at the back. For Brentford, it's Valdimarsson in goal. Valdimarsson. Where's Kelleher? Kelleher on the bench. Backline of Hickey, Vandenberg, Pinnock and Henry, Ayer, Jensen on Yeka midfield, Milambo, Carvalho, Schade. Oh, Brentford are getting their arse handed to them tonight. Brentford are getting absolutely steamrolled tonight. Look at that lineup. If you look at that lineup, they are getting absolutely steamrolled. Michael Owens, are you concerned about last night's overall performance or not bothered? No, I'm not concerned at all. I think concern, the people who are concerned are either pundits seeking to make a drama out of it, or rival fans with an agenda. They're the only people who are seeking to make a concern out of last night. I don't think Liverpool played badly last night. I think Newcastle completely roughed Liverpool up, and we stood up to them, and we managed to be honest, they didn't have a shot on target in the first half, so I think we did really well. It was a different type of game than we're used to, and again, Newcastle fans have said it as well. Newcastle fans have said it. It was they played like Stoke last night. Little Mart, I like Konate, but he does have performances in him. Also does Joe Gomez. Oh, I don't think he has bad. Mate, Konate for me was as good as anything in Europe last year. And I watch a lot of football. I have to say, Konate was brilliant last year. I thought he was incredible. Right, we are very nearly underway here at the Vitality. Well, we are underway here at the Vitality. Let's see how we get on tonight. What we saying, mate? What I'm saying? Sorry, I missed some. Shay472, congrats on 21, mate. That was a title-winning win last night. The luck's hanging out of you. Cheers, Shay. Josh, also, the first game of the season versus Bournemouth, he could have done more with the second goal. He kind of stopped tracking Semenyo's position, went to his right, leaving a gap for Semenyo to shoot. I know, but you know, again, that's like if you're being super mega critical of him, if you're analysing that, like literally the finer points of it, you look at it and go, well, he could have done a little bit better on that, could have done a little bit better on that. Fine, right? But for the rest of the game, he was absolutely fine. He's not been, I'm not saying he's been brilliant, he's not been like 8, 9 out of 10 as he's normally been. He's maybe been like 6 or even 5.5, you know, but not like 1s and 2s. He's not a liability. It's not like we've got Kabak at the back. He's still one of the best centre-backs around. He's just had a couple of bad games. This is the same thing, the same nonsense coming out about Florian Wirtz. Honestly, but people telling me today, Florian Wirtz, £100 million, what a waste of money. What were you expecting? What were you expecting? He's played like, 180 minutes of football, if that, for Liverpool. Shot. Bournemouth very nearly. Oh, Bournemouth in already. Honestly, Brentford are going to get walked all over tonight. We've had 90 seconds of football. I am telling you, this is going to be 3 or 4-0 to Bournemouth. Calling it now. calling it now, even before kick-off, but immediately after 90 seconds, Brentford are getting walked all over tonight. Joel says, I think Isak's going this week. Why would we be getting Larson? Agreed. There's no way Newcastle bid £60 million for a centre-forward unless he's a replacement for Isak. Alex Macklin, what a result last night, Key. Little Matt, I don't know this young new defender we've signed. What's he like? Well, Liverpool consider him to be the best young defender in Europe, Giovanni Leone. Yeah, very, very good centre-back. Coming in from Parma. Yeah, good player. Still 18 though. Again, we're probably not going to see much of him this season. Like, maybe I'm not saying that. I wouldn't have expected a 16-year-old Rio Ingamoa to be coming off the bench at St James's Park last night, but he did. So, what do I know? Yeah, Leone started a lot of games last season for Parma, and the game that stood out for him, by the way, the one that everyone talks about with Giovanni Leone, is that he went to Napoli, the Serie A champions, and he faced Romelu Lukaku, who, again, whatever you think of Romelu Lukaku, he's a bloody tough opponent for centre-backs, isn't he? He's unbelievably tough for centre-backs. So big, so physical, fast, can go in behind, can bully and hold up. He's a great centre-forward. And 18-year-old Giovanni Leone last season absolutely bounced him all over the place. Lukaku didn't get a sniff, and that's the game where everyone kind of sat up and took notice and went, this lad's good. This lad is very, very good. So, yeah, best part of 30 million quid we've paid for him at 18 years of age. We'll see. Liam Manning, I'm watching Leeds game. What one are you watching? I'm watching Bournemouth and Brentford, mate, but I've got all of the others coming on as well, so I've got all the scores coming out. Jamal says, PGMOL helping Liverpool again, never a red. Football's not for you, Chief. If you've not seen that picture of Van Dijk with literal stud marks raked down the back of his calf, you can't do that in football. Josh says, Edward, I'm going to go 4-0 Key. Josh, the criticism towards Florian Wirtz is ridiculous. He has to settle into the Prem. Need to give him time to get used to the physicality of the league. Absolutely. Ollie Marley, why are you not watching Leeds v Sheffield Wednesday? Well, you've got to pick one game, haven't you, Ollie? You can only watch one. Shelley, I give you my last hype points earlier. I hope that helps. I was going to say, Shelley, thank you so much for that. I have no idea what hype points... Well, I didn't know until you gave them to me. I've now looked into it. I didn't know what hype points were, but thank you. That's really lovely of you. And if anyone does want to help out and give a bro some hype points, whatever they are on YouTube, thank you very much, Shelley. I really appreciate you doing that. Jim, no way Bournemouth should lose this game. Finners, Matty, how have Van Dijk got two legs still? Leone is huge. That's all I know, says Liam. Alex Macklin, are you feeling confident over Isak? Well, again, today, rumours saying that Alexander Isak has told Newcastle again. They had a meeting last night at his house, and he informed the Newcastle chairman and the director of football that actually he's not changed his mind. He still wants to go, and yeah, there's nothing new. He still wants to leave and doesn't want to play for the club again. So would it seem to indicate that he's still gonna move? And the only thing that would change him is if Liverpool decided that they weren't going to bid. But I don't think that happens at this point. Edward, how are you, mate? I'm good, thank you. How are you? Good to see you, man. Onye Scalvini from Atalanta is very underrated. He's always solid in Champions League games. Hopefully he gets a big move. I think they've decided to keep him, haven't they? There was rumours about him going to Newcastle, but they ended up going for Thiago instead because Scalvini wasn't maybe available. Josh, I saw a guy last night saying Wirtz and Ekatike flop transfers. Flop? I don't know what more the lad could do. That's 3 in 3 from him. He's been brilliant since he's come in, Ekatike. LDN, who have you got winning? Bournemouth. The way that this game has started, the lineups tonight, I can only see Bournemouth. I'd be very surprised if Brentford get anything from this. Edward says, I think if we get Isak and Mark from Gay from Palace, we'll dominate. Daniel, Burnley 1 up Okay, Daniel Isak at a meeting. They all put the keys in a bowl as well. Nice. Fruity. Anthony, I'm watching Birmingham. Birmingham against Port Vale. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one tonight. Got a fancy Birmingham there, haven't we? Reading 1-1 with Wimbledon at half-time. Cambridge are 1-up against Charlton. Wolves, West Ham still 0-0. Accrington, Donny. Barnsley, Rotherham. Birmingham, Port Vale. Burton, Lincoln. Cardiff, Cheltenham. Norwich, Southampton. Stoke, Bradford. Sunderland, Huddersfield. Swansea, Plymouth. Wigan, Stockport. Are all 0-0. Sheffield Wednesday and Leeds about to kick off in 7 minutes. Preston 1, Wrexham 0. Millwall and Coventry was meant to kick off 8 minutes ago, but it's been delayed for some reason. Burnley are 1-0 up against Derby, and Wickham are 1-0 up away at Bromley. Kairat and Celtic are 0-0. Now, a lot of people were asking me to do the Kairat Almaty Celtic game. They were all saying, Key, make sure you do that Kairat and Celtic game. And I said, listen, I'd love to, but if I do the Celtic game and it goes into extra time for whatever reason, then I can't do the Bournemouth-Brentford game, which is the game we've promised. So I can't do it. It would overlap. And everyone was saying, nah, it won't go to extra time, It'll be fine. Just do the Celtic game. Hey, it's done. It's gone to Ecky time. It might go to penalties as well. Callum says, Jota's in our hearts, absolutely. Josh says, saw the most disgusting comment on a Liverpool stream last night. Dude got banned within 5 seconds. About Jota, shocking, mate. Again, listen, they're not proper football fans. They're probably just kids, to be honest. Kids looking for attention. Ollie, do you reckon you could watch a 12 o'clock game, then a 2 o'clock without the time clashing? No, because you've got 45 minutes... then a 15-minute, then a 45-minute second half, plus injury time, plus sometimes there's a couple of minutes either side of half-time and stuff, and it's never bang on 15 minutes that they restart. So there's always like a 15-minute leeway either side. You just can't do it. And then plus, by the way, I've got to end the stream, restart the stream, get it all set up again. It's too quick of a turnaround. So yeah, 12s and 2s are not possible. Jim says, imagine Celtic flying 4,000 miles to Kazakhstan and coming home empty-handed. Oh. Wim says, tomorrow, Club Brugge and Rangers. Yep, we'll be live for that one. Joe Van Dijk deserved it. Heads up his backside. Lol Joey, proper fanny Gordon is. Should have been sent off for the headband alone. Yeah, Joe Linton all week. Joe Linton's got to put Liverpool players in the stands. GBH Joe Linton. He's gonna absolutely be in prison by the end of this game. Went off crying with a strained fanny, the little plant pot. Liam Vernon, if Strand Larsen leaves Wolves, surely that's it for them in the Prem. I mean, I don't think so. I think if they sell him, they're going to have to get someone in, aren't they? There's no way Wolves sell him for any price. It's the same as Newcastle to a degree with Isak, although with Isak, he's never playing for Newcastle again. I think if Strand Larsen doesn't get that move, he would still play for Wolves, wouldn't he? I think he's relatively content to keep playing. Ostermorg, how are we, Key? Preston 1, Wrexham 1. There you go. Equaliser from Wrexham. But yeah, I'm good, Ostermorg. How are you, mate? Good to see you. Daniel, did you see the collapse of my boys Yeovil yesterday? We sacked our manager today because of it. Honestly, I've been past Huish Park a couple of times. It's Cardiff 1-0 up against Cheltenham. Yeah, it's a shame about Yeovil. Very much a shame. Ollie, how come then that Celtic Rangers is on at 12 and Sky Sports main event Brighton v City is on at 2? Sky Sports main event was thinking the same as you. Because they will happily end one stream and put it over to another, or what they'll do is they can change channel. They can say, well, what we'll do is we'll keep this running on main event and then we'll start this one over on Sky Sports Premier League. They're a multi-billion-pound industry, mate. They can pull levers and do things that I can't. Joe, no matter the result, I heavily enjoyed yesterday. Great day out. I'm glad. I am glad. Josh, 1-0 Cambridge. Ostermorg, decent Key, going on the flight home tomorrow. Is it Greece you're in? Was it Greece you said you were in? Either way, good. Hopefully you've had a good time, man. Huddersfield goal. What a finish. Sunderland losing. Sunderland losing, Joe. You'll be happy with that. Oh, Callum. Callum, chill your bean, lad. Chill your bean with that. Shell's lovely. Leave it alone. Wim, I'm watching SK Sturm, Graz and Bodo Glimt. Bodo Glimt are 5 up from that one, aren't they? Onye, I really think Villa could struggle this season. PSR has limited who they can sign and bring in. Well, PSR haven't limited it. They've chosen that. Like that's a strategy, isn't it? That is a strategy from Villa. It's not like just Villa have been so hard done by. They've chosen this strategy. It's literally all clubs have to abide by it. They've chosen this strategy. But I agree with you. I do think they might end up maybe not doing as well as they did last season, put it that way. Daniel, 3-0 up at half-time and losing 4-3 is just not acceptable. It was like something out of Space Jam. What about 3-0 and 4-3? Oh, yeah, I really think Villa... Oh, we've done that one, sorry. DCL on the bench for Leeds. Lovely. Joe, I got 5 texts coming out the ground yesterday saying, mind the gap from Mackham, mates. I was raging. Onye says, the game versus Brentford didn't fill me with much hope. October, is it spelt Key, or do you type it out like that because people mispronounce it? No, that's just what people call me. Yeah. Key. And you can't mispronounce that one, really, can you? So... 3-star Reds, evening Key. What's happened with the channel rebrand from Premier League Dad? Well, it's not really a rebrand. It's just, I don't know, I guess... People know me as Key now. And a lot of the time... it's a bit weird when people come on and start calling me Dad. So I've just confirmed... The channel name is still Premier League Dad. All the handles are still Premier League Dad. But I've just made it known that my name is Key. That you can call me Key. That's my name now. So... Well, not now. That's been my name. That is my name. October, I just know some Welsh people are Keys, but it's spelt Kai, so thought to ask. Oh, hey, fair enough. I haven't got any Welsh in me. I don't believe so. Anyway, apparently my name is Gaelic for little dark one. And I did an ancestry DNA thing, and it said I was 12% Swedish. So there's no Welsh in there, but apparently there may be a degree of Irish and a bit of Swedish in there somewhere. I might be Zlatan's cousin. Jack, Sunderland going for Axel Disasi. Any good? No, he's shocking. Although, actually, Disasi was pretty poor at Chelsea, but then when he went to Villa, he did all right at Villa. He might be okay. Maybe he just needs the right environment. Ostermorg just noticed, like the name change. Cheers, man. Hopefully it's going to help me catch on a little bit more. I don't know. Again, people might not feel as weird coming in and saying, alright, Dad. Shay, where do you think United finish, Key, after seeing these first 2 games? I think it depends on what happens in this next week. Honestly, I think a lot of the Premier League predictions that I've given will change based on what happens over the next week. It's that pivotal. Manchester United could be in talks to sell Mainu. And I think, as much as he's not a big part of Ruben Amorim's system, he's basically 4th choice in that central midfield, isn't he? I feel like that changes Manchester United as a football club. Like, that is a really pivotal thing, isn't it? If Manchester United sell what I would consider to be their prime, and Garnacho as well, their 2 star academy products, if they sell them, that's a huge step change from Manchester United Football Club. You don't do that. Ever. That's never been something Manchester United do. Whatever you might think of Garnacho, whatever you might think of Kobbie Mainoo, those two players in any other Manchester United era would have been built. They've been built around them. Jay, what are you watching on at Sky Sports, mate? Cambridge 2 up now. Lol, Joey. Oh, we are. Is he spamming? What are you spamming for? You can just, mate, just say it once. What are you being a noob for? Joey, he'll choose Bournemouth over Sunderland though. Oh, is he been bid for Bournemouth as well? Onyé, I remember watching Disasi at right back. Doku and Kvisha did him a new one, so he's bad in that position. Yorkshire Red, seeing that image of them two and Hoyland sat on the ad boards hurt. Yeah, it doesn't. I feel like that's so like antithetical to what Manchester United is as a community, innit? Like that sends a massive message as well, doesn't it? Like imagine let's say you're a young player in Manchester United's academy. Or, let's say you're a young player being spoken to by Manchester United about coming to their academy. How would you feel about them selling Kobbie Mainoo, about him sat on the bench? Like, yes, Manchester United could point at Lenny Yoro. They could say, look at Lenny Yoro. But they've very much given Lenny Yoro, they've brought him in for, 60 million quid after he started playing a full season at Lille, didn't he? He was basically playing in the first team there for a full year. If you're a great academy prospect at Manchester United or at a club and United are talking to you, I think you'd reconsider now, wouldn't you? I think you'd look at that and think, well, hang on a minute. I'm not sure I think you're the right place for me because I don't want to be sat on the bench. I want to be given opportunities. I think you'd look at, again, you're a Liverpool fan, you're obviously going to say it, but you look at Liverpool taking chances last night on Rio Ingamoa. We give him that opportunity, he comes in and he gets a chance and he takes it. It's that sort of a thing, and Chelsea are doing the same as well. Oh, Brentford, very nearly 1-0. I've been saying all this time that Brentford are going to get battered tonight. Well, Carvalho probably should have just scored there. Nearly 20 minutes in, Brentford probably should have scored. Great play that by Brentford. Cuts inside, Fabio Carvalho, inches wide of that far post. Petrovic completely and utterly stood still, can't get to that. Good play by Carvalho, but I think he's got to hit the target there. It's a shame for Fabio Carvalho, he's a good player. Really good player. Barnsley 0, Rotherham 1. The Yorkshire derby, that one. Daniel Clark, McSauce doing it in Italy again at the weekend as well. That's true. Yeah, again, another player come through the United Academy. Should be at Manchester United, in my opinion. James, what do you think of Aston Villa? Will struggle this season, I think. Wonderful manager. Probably one of the best managers in the Premier League with Unai Emery. But sadly, I think they'll probably struggle this season. They've not really reinforced, and they've lost some good quality in there with Rashford going, Asensio going. Obviously, John Duran going in January. And there's a couple of players there that just... Oh, get off the post, Bournemouth! Oh, great shot from distance there. I think it Soler who hits it. Who hits it? It's Doak on the rebound, but who hit that first shot? Took a big old deflection. It would have been offside. Let's just watch this. Number 20 for Bournemouth. Big old deflection. Off the post, and then Gannon Doak skies it over the bar. He was offside anyway. But yeah, number 11. I think it was Soler. Unlucky. Onyé, I doubt Mainoo will leave, but benching him every game doesn't help if you want to sell a midfielder. Doesn't help if you want to keep him either, does it really? Onyé, get rid of Bruno Fernandes. He doesn't suit the system at all and loses the ball loads. Yorkshire Red agrees it will tarnish our image. Daniel Clark, I think Ramsey was a good player for Villa as well. That's true. Yeah, should never have sold him. Again, clubs having to sell their young academy assets is maybe a symptom of PSR. It's kind of the sign of what we've brought in, unfortunately. Clubs will bring players through and then sell them because they've got massive book value. You've made them for nothing and you'll sell them for 30, 40, 50, 60 million quid and get massive value for them. Shay472 says, I think the manager has to go. Willem, can you please show Copenhagen and Ball? I think is that tomorrow? I don't think I can because we're watching Rangers tomorrow, Willem. Shelley, get the Leeds game on 5 Live. Are we okay to put the score in the chat, Key? Of course, Shelley. Yeah, sure away. Sure away. Put the scores in as and when you want to. This is as live as anyone else is going to get it. So it's on Sky Sports. It's not, no dodgy streams here. It's all good. So it's as live as you're going to get. Empty says, would you take Thiago on in a fight? Depends which Thiago it is. If it's Thiago Alcantara, yeah, I reckon I'd do him. Stick head on him quick now, messy. Would I take him on in a fight? If it's Thiago from Brentford, no, I'd get absolutely smashed all over the place. Onyé, the stuff I saw Asensio do at Villa was amazing. I wondered why other clubs didn't go in for him. I think it's just the salary thing. He's asking for quite a lot of money. Ostermorg talking about academy kids who've left. Didn't Morton and Kwanzaa have a good debut? I mean, Morton. I honestly think Morton should have stayed at Liverpool. I'm amazed that he actually went in the end. He's played incredible for Lyon. Have you seen him already? If you've watched any of Lyon's games, Tyler Morton has been unbelievable. Already got an assist the other day. Good player. And yeah, Jarrell Kwanzaa, of course. I just think Jarrell Kwanzaa needed game time. You could probably say the same about Tyler Morton. They were in a position in the pitch where they're not likely to get lots of starts, and for the sake of their development, it probably made sense that they left. You could say the same about Harvey Elliott as well. I'd like to keep Harvey Elliott. He's a good player, but he doesn't get anywhere near the starts that he needs, so he'll probably end up leaving. Liam Manning says it looks like Anthony's going to Betis. I think it's on a loan with an obligation, isn't it? That's what United have been pushing for. Onyé, I do eventually think Rodgers will leave. The amount of profit you could make on him is massive. It wasn't that a signing. They signed him from Middlesbrough though, didn't they? I think was it like 15, 20 million quid they paid for him? Onyé, what happened with Bajcetic? I might have butchered his name. Badgertit's his name. That's how we call him anyway. Badgertits is the what Liverpool fans seem to call him. But yeah, Bajcetic, he is injured at the moment, but he was incredible in Spain last year for Las Palmas. He had a good half a season over there. I'd like to see him involved more for Liverpool. Mark, hi mate, how are you? I'm good mate, how are you? Good to see you. Celtic are 0-0 in Kazakhstan in the 115th minute, says Mawson. I was going to watch that one, Celtic against Kairat Almaty. We watched the first leg and it was bloody awful, wasn't it? I expect that one goes to penalties now, and hopefully Celtic do make it through. I'm watching Rangers tomorrow night. Who do you support? I'm a Liverpool fan, mate, but we watch everyone on this channel. That's what we do. I watch football every single day. We watch a game of football. And, yeah, we watched Celtic last week. Not great. And we are watching the Old Firm this weekend, of course. Shelley, Ben Doak still at Liverpool, Key? He's not, no. We sold him. 25 million quid to Bournemouth. He's making his debut tonight for Bournemouth. And he's a good player. We've got a buyback clause on him as well. Ostermorg, McConnell off to Ajax on loan. Yeah, and he's just signed a new contract as well. Again, 5-year deal, big contract. Send him out on loan to a good club as well. Get him some regular minutes in Europe and he can come back next year and contribute. He's another player who's thought of very, very highly. Pup, sounds like this one was crap and is going to penalties. Mark, last night's game shows we switch off at half time. You think so? I don't think so. I don't think that was a case of Liverpool switching off at half time. I think Newcastle were. If anything, we came out second half and scored straight away, didn't we? We were brilliant. Tom, what's good, Prem Dad? What do you think to the Bruno Pen situation? Oh, mate, you can't be arguing with the referee over that. Any other, that's not a captain. There's no way I'd be ashamed if that was my captain. What? Because he's nudged you. You've missed a penalty. Come on. Penalty to Wolves. Penalty at Molineux. But to who, Chris Kamara? Mawson says, tell Gio to come back home then. Tell Gio. Who's Gio? Ostermog, deja vu. Remember Clark and Stefan went to Salzburg following Pep L this year. Heitinger with Yaros and McConnell. Yeah. Do you know what? I didn't even think about that. I knew Yaros had gone there, but I didn't think about Johnny Heitinger had preceded him. Well, they're in safe hands then, aren't they? They're in safe hands. Archie, thank you for that. Very, very... Oh, I think Wolves will miss. Tom, I lost respect for Bruno for that. 1-0 Wolves after the penalty. They've scored it. Wolves 1-0 up, and Graham Potter is not having a good time at the moment. Mark, we definitely need set-piece defending training. I don't think there's an awful lot we could have done on the first. I mean, Kirkes, you could say you expect him to be a bit stronger. But Bruno does very, very well. Sometimes you just got to give credit. It's a good run. He gets the run on him, and fair play. I think you could expect Canate to do a bit better on the second. But again, they did that all game, and eventually it dropped for him. And fair play to Newcastle. They got it back to 2-2. But I have one thing I haven't seen. I know there's been a lot of Liverpool, they look shaky, they look suspicious. It's still kind of... There's not been any praise for Liverpool at all in any corner about how difficult it is to be 2-0 up, throw it away to 2-2. In consecutive weeks, by the way, we've done this. To throw it away and then to come back again. It's so good. That is absolute championship material, that stuff. Mawson, Gio, the Liverpool assistant manager who used to manage Rangers during 21-22 European run. Yeah, of course, Giovanni Van Bronckhorst. Sorry, I didn't know who you meant by Gio. Yeah, Van Bronckhorst. Of course, yeah. Well, we'll be watching you lads tomorrow. We're watching Rangers against Club Brugge tomorrow. Archie says, yeah, but you had one more player on the pitch. You couldn't tell, though, for long periods, could you? Newcastle were very, very good. Cambridge 2, Charlton 1. Charlton coming back into that one, maybe. Well, still 29 minutes in here. Still 0-0. And we've had a couple of half chances. Bournemouth have hit the post, but not too much else in the way of clear chances. Any other goals that we've missed? Let's catch up with all the other goals. I might put Kairat and Celtic penalties on very briefly. Sturm Graz 0, Bodo Glimt 1. That's Bodo Glimt 6-0 up. Archie, that might be the worst game. This might be the worst game I've ever watched. Which one? Which one are you watching? Stoke 0, Bradford 2. Jesus Christ, Stoke. Archie says Wolves and West Ham. Well, at least you've seen a goal, Archie. Joel says Rangers and Celtic could both be in the Europa. It's looking like it at this moment. Tom, who do you think would be a great signing for United to try and fix the issues besides a keeper? I was going to say a keeper is massive for United. I think if you go and get Senna Lammens from Antwerp, that solves a lot of problems for you. But if we're talking about another signing, an outfield player, I think you desperately need a number 6. To be honest, I think that's more important than the goalkeeper situation. I really do. I've been saying it for a while. I do think you need a goalkeeper. But you need, most importantly, more than anything, a midfielder with legs in there. A player that can get up and around the pitch. Baleba would have been a great player to sign, and he is a really good player, but I also look at him and think... Ugh, he's going to cost a fortune, and he's not the finished product by any stretch. So, there's a lot of players like Baleba. There's a lot of players, and yeah, you look at the lad Agum from Sevilla. He's bounced around a little bit. He's been at Inter, came from Saint-Etienne. He has moved around a little bit, but he's settled at Sevilla. He's done quite well. He'd be one to look at. But I think there's a few. Honestly, even if it's... I suggested this the other day. Even if it was just a stopgap signing. We've seen Spurs go and get João Palhinha from Bayern, and he's had an immediate impact. Now, he wouldn't have been a signing that I think United would have looked at and gone, he's the one. But I'm telling you, if United had signed João Palhinha, I think I'd have had him finishing in the top 6. Or in the Europa League places anyway. Palhinha makes such a difference to that United side. So there are players around Europe who I think are available, who United could go and get, even just on loan, who would make a massive difference to them. Even if they can't get someone, who's long term, go and get him. Do you know? I suggested this the other day, and I was called out for it. But I'm telling you, he would be a real asset. Yves Bissouma is not welcome at Spurs, right? Thomas Frank doesn't seem to get on with him. He's kind of lost his way a little bit. But there was a time where Yves Bissouma was considered everything that Baleba is now. Bissouma was at Brighton, and he didn't do too badly at Spurs either. He's energetic. He can get round the pitch. He can tackle. Not particularly great on the ball, but you don't necessarily need him to be great on the ball if he can just win the ball back, press, tackle, win it back, give it off, play it simple. That's all you need Bissouma to do, and you'd get him on loan. So I think there's players like that United could get. That guy Miles, bearing in mind we've drawn the last 3 at Anfield, what's your predictions Sunday given the leaky defence? The leaky defence? I think that's an odd take. Liverpool have got a leaky defence. I don't think we've got a leaky defence. I think 1-1. I said 1-1 before. I'd go 1-1. Liverpool, Arsenal. But yeah. Oh, chance for Brentford. It's 1-0. They've scored. There's nothing wrong with that one. Great goal for Brentford. And it is Fabio Carvalho. I was hoping if anyone was going to score for him, it was going to be him. He deserves it. And Bournemouth 0, Brentford 1. What do I know? Bournemouth are going to wipe the floor with these, I said. Brentford are 1 up. Fabio Carvalho, lovely little run off the mat, off the back of his man there. It's a header. Just beats the Bournemouth offside trap, to be honest. It's a nothing ball, lumped forward. Who is it who wins the header? It's a lovely header. Fabio Carvalho just runs onto it, and it's great. I think it's Rico Henry who floats it forward. And it's a lovely goal, that. It might be Ethan Pinnock. Is it Ethan Pinnock who wins the header, or... No, Ayer. I think it's Ayer. I think it's Ayer who wins the header. And Carvalho runs onto it and just taps it in. It doesn't tap in. It's a great finish, actually. It's a great finish, about 6-7 yards out. Good finish. Keeper can't get anywhere near that. And Bournemouth 0, Brentford 1. There you go. What a start. What a goal. Callum, Key lad, my game has more goals. Same old Kieran, always flopping game choices. Lad, get your half and half scarf out. Stop giving me grief in the chat. Be yourself, Dylan. Stoke losing 2-0. Celtic are going to penalties. Should we? No, I'm not putting Celtic and penalties on. I'm not doing it. I was going to do it, but I'm not going to do it. That's ridiculous. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to keep watching the game we said we're going to watch. Archie, I'm going to watch Celtic's penalties. SLS, hey, how's it going? What did you pick for this one? I've got Bournemouth and Brentford, and I picked Bournemouth to win quite comfortably. But Brentford are winning 1-0. Key, did you change the channel name to your name? No, I didn't, mate. Channel name still Premier League Dad. That guy Miles, 2 games in a row. 2-0 up, back to 2-2 conceded. 4 goals conceded, opening play and set pieces. Canate off it. I think that's the view that you want to have. That's the view that you're being encouraged to have by, again, overly dramatic people in the media and rival fans. And also panicky Liverpool fans who haven't really got an awful lot of balance. 2 games in a row we've gone 2-0 down. We've also come back and won both of them. We've come back and won both of them. So you talk about, Liverpool are being a little bit, leaky defence. Yeah, what about the best attack in the league? What about the best mentality in the league? What about doesn't know when they're beat? What about that? So I don't think for 1 second that Arsenal beat us at Anfield. You've got a pretty poor record there because we're a really good side. Arsenal are a good side too, and I think it'll be a cagey game. So it'll be a completely different game to the types of games we've seen against Bournemouth and against Newcastle. Newcastle tried to turn it into a rugby match. They tried to beat Liverpool up physically, and for a while they did. Arsenal, I don't think will do that. Arsenal, I think, will come to Anfield and try to play a little bit of football. I would hope so, anyway. I think they'll try and play Liverpool. They'll come there with Arteta, and they'll. There's a little bit of arrogance about Arsenal. They'll come to Anfield and they'll think that we're as good as you, or we're better than you. We're as good as you. We're better than you. We're able to play football and we're able to win. So whatever you want to do, we can mix it up. We can play physically, but we can beat you at a game of football as well. So I fully expect Arsenal will do that, and I think it'll be a different sort of game than we've seen at Old Trafford or against Leeds, by the way. Both games Arsenal struggled in, by the way. Let's be clear. You're pointing at Liverpool and saying, oh, 2 games, because Arsenal didn't play brilliant at Old Trafford. Didn't play brilliant in the opening half against Leeds either. So, I look at it and think, well, Arsenal aren't all that convincing either. Joe, what's the source that Larson has been agreed? There's a few sources, mate. It was all over Twitter before, from a few people who seem to have got a few bits right this summer. Be yourself, Dylan. Celtic missed first pen. Oh my God. That guy Miles, what's your view? Is your defence looking good? Has Canate done well? It's our defence we trust. Miles, mate, you're an intelligent guy, right? You surely know that it isn't just a case of has Canate done well or has Canate done shit. It's not that, is it? There is a little bit of a balance in between. I don't think Canate's done well, no, but I also think he's maybe made 1 or 2 mistakes, and as a result, 1 or 2 of them one's cost us. 1 goal he's cost us. The rest of those performances, he's actually been all right. Again, you look at Arsenal's defence and you'll say, yeah, you've got massive faith in it. Fine, you will do, but that's because you don't take enough chances going forward. I've got more faith in Liverpool's attack than you've got in Arsenal's attack. You've got more faith in Arsenal's defence than I've maybe got in Liverpool's defence. So that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a game of attack versus defence. Our attack's better than yours. Your defence is better than ours. That's why I think it'll be a draw. Win Malfay, Celtic to Europa League. Celtic are out. What a shame. Lol Joey, Arsenal have won the league in August again, so it's understandable why they're so loud. RD, what's your favourite club? I'm a Liverpool fan. M15 just joined and clocked it. A few clubs interested in Kobe Mainu. Yeah, we've just been speaking about that. Liam, if they play anything like they did against us, they'll get a wake-up call. They are boring to watch, Arsenal. Celtic really, really struggling. Sam, what game are you watching? We're watching Bournemouth 0, Brentford 1 in the Carabao Cup. Steve McNair, what country are Kairat from? They are from Kazakhstan. They're from a place called Almaty in Kazakhstan. It's very nice. RD, Brentford looking good even after losing quality players and the manager. They've done really well. Yeah, they've done really well, Brentford. And again, I got a lot of stick. People were telling me all summer, Brentford are going to go down. Brentford are going to go down. Told you, they'll be fine, these. They're all right. I did think tonight, though, they'd get smashed because they've picked an odd lineup. They've dropped a fair few players. Keller has been left out. But they've managed to go 1-0 up already in this first half. And, yeah, they played quite well, actually. Win Malfay, Kairat 2, Celtic 1. Celtic are out. Joe, apparently Liverpool line up a 130 bid, rising to 140 in add-ons. I'd take that. Sam's watching Leeds and Sheffield Wednesday. It's 0-0. Reading 2, Wimbledon 1. Steve McNair. All right, that's right. Kazakhstan, greatest country on earth. 3-star red. Celtic and Forest at the City Ground. Rerun of UEFA Cup when Cloughy was gaffer. Who knows? We may even get the chance of a Glasgow double. Norwich 0, Southampton 1. Cameron Archer with the goal. RD, Ballon d'Or predictions. I think it has to be Mo Salah. I think anyone else, it's just wrong. I have no idea why it would be anyone else other than Mo Salah. Maybe Rafinha would be the next I would give it to, but other than that, it just has to be Salah. There's no way you can give it to Dembele when Dembele basically got one more goal contribution than Mason Greenwood. Rafinha, I think you look at Rafinha, and again, I keep thinking that Rafinha's Mo Salah. You got to be joking, mate. He broke the Premier League record last year. The all-time Premier League record. Who would you have? Go on, let's pick your shout apart. Because Rafinha, I look at Rafinha and think, well, he's only done it really in the Champions League. He's had a very, very good season, admittedly. But if Rafinha went back and ended up doing 10, maybe 10 to 12 goals, it wouldn't be a surprise, would it? No one would be shocked if Rafinha ended up just having like an average season again. He's had average seasons all along. There you go, Kairat Almaty through. Absolutely shocking from Celtic. Celtic going out. Brendan, hey, we talk about the pressure on Russell Martin. It has to be some pressure now on Brendan Rodgers. Edward, he equalled the Prem record, Key, I think. No, he didn't, mate. He broke it. Yeah. Steve McNair, Kairat has done it. Celtic are out. Reese, if you think anyone bar Salah or Saka should win the Ballon d'Or, you're mad. Saka. Lol Joey, it's definitely between Salah and Rafinha. Dembele outside chance due to Champions League tax. Dembele, I think if he gets it, it's because of the team success. It's not because of him. He's won it because PSG won a treble. That's it. Like, there's no reason anyone else gives it to Dembele. It's, big chance for Bournemouth. Claim for the penalty. It's going to be a corner kick. The only way Dembele wins it is because of his team success. That's it. I can't really argue for anyone other than Salah. You don't win a Ballon d'Or based on one season. You win it based on a consecutive period of being absolutely brilliant. And I think Salah has done that. Yeah, Salah's done that. Joe, what were you saying about Asula last week, mate? Scored last night. Again, but I'm not being the, I told you so, but I got loads of stick for saying Asula should be playing more regularly for Newcastle. He was cracking. Birmingham 0, Port Vale 1. Oh, all bets are down tonight, aren't they? Pup says Celtic going into the Europa League with Rangers. RD, give Rice the Ballon d'Or because of the free kicks. Again, yeah. Give Rice the Ballon d'Or even though he didn't win a sausage last season. Ahmed, if you don't think it's between Dembele, Rafinha and Lamine, you need to get your head checked out. Ahmed, you're calling Yamal by his first name, mate. Josh, my phone died, but I'm back. Good to see you, man. Three-star Reds, the result is the reason why every Forest fan does not want Brendan Rodgers at Forest if Marinakis sacks Nuno. Who would you get? Who would be your shout, three-star Reds? Given you're a Forest fan, who would you want if you could appoint someone? If it was your choice, who would you appoint? Lol, Joey, when even is it? Like October time, or is it closer to the end of the year? I think it's September. I'm pretty sure it's September. Archie, I am so happy for Almaty there. The staff and players crying because they have qualified for the Champions League. It's absolutely unreal, that, innit? Josh, oh damn it, 1-0 Southampton, why? It's been a bad all day, a really bad all day for anyone who's backed Celtic. Right, so we've got 5 minutes of added on time here at the Vitality. Ostermorg says they could try for Iraola if they sack Nuno. I feel like that would be a very bold approach, would you? To go and get to go and get Iraola from Bournemouth when they've been that close, I guess, in the table. That's to go and get your rival's manager. I don't know if Iraola would jump for Forest. And I mean that in the most respectful way possible. I look at Forest and I think, yes, you're in Europe, but I'm not entirely sure that Iraola leaves Bournemouth for anyone other than a Barca, a Real Madrid, a Man United, a Liverpool and Arsenal, whoever it might well be. A Champions League side, put it that way. I think he has such control at Bournemouth that it would be a risk for him to leave. Pup says second Kazakh team to ever make it into the Champions League proper. Wee team jumping about like they won the World Cup. Love seeing wee teams like this win. Who would be the other Kazakh team to be in the Champions League? Would that be Astana? They're the only other Kazakh team that I'm aware of, I think, that would have been about that level. There's a few other Kazakh teams, but I don't think they are. Surely it would be Astana. Ostermorg, I couldn't see Iraola at Forest. It just doesn't seem like a right fit. It doesn't, does it? No, I agree with that. Reece, David Raya should win the Yashin Trophy. I'd have loved to see Yashin play. Mate, just watch Alisson Becker. It's basically a regen. Same thing. Easily rattled you, mate. Astana in 2015 it was the last Kazakh team to make the Champions League. Nobody wants them, do they? Nobody. That is the one you do not want. Astana away. Or Kairat Almaty away, obviously. I tell you what, fair play to Brentford. They have been absolutely brilliant here. This has been a really, really difficult, gritty performance, but they've stood up to Bournemouth. They've done really, really well. 3-star Red says, out the ones named so far, the only worthy name is Glasner or Silva. Ange, third choice. Former City boss Pellegrini now being linked. See, yeah, I think Glasner is probably in the same bracket as Iraola. I'm not sure that Iraola or Glasner would swap what they have for Forest. I think they would move on from those clubs, but only for, again, no disrespect, what you would consider to be a top club, a club that's already in the Champions League, maybe already primed for success. So, as good as Forest did last year, by the way, I still think that they would be. And again, another factor you've got to consider in all this is the fact that Edu is still sporting director, and obviously there's been issues there. Nuno leaving in the way that he does, then you've got to look at it and think, well, how many managers would be tempted by going and working for Marinakis with Edu as sporting director when there's already been friction there? Nuno, Edu and Marinakis, they've all kind of had a little bit of a fallout. I just look at that and think managers might be tempted to take a pass on that one. Lol Joey, rage baiting in the chat. You can tell it's Carabao Cup day. Craig Foley, the studio the Amazon coverage is on looks awful. Is any worse than mine? Anya, why are Forest even looking to sack Nuno? He was amazing for them, the level that he has brought them. And Nostalgia Bunker says, thank God Edu is gone. I'm assuming you're an Arsenal fan, are you, Nostalgia Bunker? I just look at it and think there's something not quite right there. If Nuno does end up going, and I think he probably does end up going, now that he's come out and been this prickly in an interview, it's half time here now, by the way, Bournemouth 0, Brentford 1, because he's come out and been that prickly in an interview, and he said that we're not quite as close as we were, me and the owner. It just feels like it's the beginning of the end, doesn't it? It feels like it's starting to unwind. And now, who they get in as a replacement, I think it's probably not going to be their favourite choice. It's going to be a manager they're going to have to take a chance on a manager. They're not going to go and get a manager out of a football club. They're not going to go and get Iraola or Glasner or dare I say, Marco Silva. I think they're probably going to end up getting maybe a Dyche, maybe a Steve Cooper, maybe they take a chance on Ange. I don't know. Edward Key, I'm sorry, but it's not Rodgers' fault in my opinion. It's the board. They're shocking at Celtic. Won't give Rodgers the money for players he wants, like a striker. We need a new one because Ida is crap. And Jim says Celtic lost 40 million in that match. I mean, ultimately, mate, you've played Kairat Almaty over 2 legs and you've been knocked out. Like, you can put that on the board, but Brendan Rodgers had the 3 hours of football, over 3 hours of football, against a Kazakh team. And by the way, they aren't even the best team in Kazakhstan. They are a fairly middling team in Kazakhstan at the minute. But there's absolutely no way they should be going out over 2 legs against Kairat Almaty. So yeah, I think you've got to blame Rodgers there. So check with a lovely header there. Oh, West Ham back in it. Sunderland are dreadful, says Jacko1. Milan Skriniar, is Joe Linton a button basher and a roadrunner more than a footballer? Yeah, a little bit. EFC edits, do you still have Everton to go down? I didn't have Everton to go down. I said in my predictions that I think Everton would be down there by the end of the season based on the signings that they'd made up to that point. Obviously, since then they've brought in Diblin, Grealish, Keane, Dewsbury Hall, and that's made it look a little bit more rosier at Everton. And obviously they played very well the other day, but I still think they'll be bottom half. I don't think Everton's got a particularly... They definitely need a lot more. They've not got an attacker. Beto, Tierno, Barry, they're not going to score goals, Everton. Goals is going to be a problem for Everton. The same as it is for Leeds, for Burnley. Less so for Sunderland. I think Sunderland is going to be conceding goals. But yeah, Everton just don't have enough goals in the team. Ilman and Dye was the top scorer last year with 9 goals. And I just look at it and I think there's not enough goals in that team. So yeah, for me, mate, I think Everton will do okay. I don't think you'll go down, but I think you might well be down there. I think you'll still maybe be dragged into a battle towards the end of maybe March, but ultimately you'll be okay. 3-star Red says, Edu stirred the shite at Arsenal with Arteta after he signed a long-term contract that gave more power. Marinakis needs to wake up and smell the coffee. We blew Champions League but are still in Europe. Do you think that's why Marinakis has maybe been so forceful? The fact that he thinks maybe Champions League... Because obviously him coming on the pitch was a big thing last season, wasn't it? Marinakis entering the pitch at the end of the game and kind of having a go, remonstrating with Nuno on the pitch. I didn't like that. Didn't look right. It wasn't even if it was him supporting the players and supporting Nuno, it didn't look right. The optics weren't great, and I just think it's not a great look for the owner to be doing that at a football club, and it doesn't convince any new managers. If I'm a top manager and I'm being linked with Nottingham Forest, the first thing I'd be looking at is, listen, I don't know if I want to go and work for that guy. Ostermorg, the Champions League draw is soon, isn't it? Yeah, Thursday night after, or I think it might even be before, Crystal Palace and Fredrikstad. We're live for that one. It's a 5 o'clock kickoff, so I'll be live for Palace and Fredrikstad on Thursday. Second leg. Can Palace get through? Can Palace do what Celtic didn't and make it through? Joe Mama, what is your take on the pecked by the chickens trend? Every team has dropped this week. Pecked by the chickens? I'm not familiar with that, Joe Mama. Can you elaborate? Maybe I've missed that one. Onye, Forest ambitious last season was to survive. No one expected them to be where they are right now. He needs to lower his expectations. Conference League is very good for them. Yeah, I mean, Europe for Forest last year would have been a dream, wouldn't it? If you'd have said that to any Forest fan at the start of the year, you're going to be in Europe next year, they'd be like, yeah, that's amazing. Because that means we've either won a cup or we finished like 7th. Unbelievable. Josh, I really, really hope 2-1 to Norwich. Shelley, West Ham 1, Wolves 1. Josh says he thinks the final score here will be 3-2 Bournemouth. I'd be amazed if we see another 4 goals in this one. Bournemouth 0, Brentford 1 at half-time here. Haddy, how's it going? Good to see you, Haddy. Alex says Celtic knocked out. Celtic have not had a great night. Ostermorg, any teams you'd like to play? Well, let's have a look, actually. Let's see what teams we could play, maybe. Champions League draw 25-26. Let's see who Liverpool could get before we... Right, okay, so we face 2 teams from each of the 4 pots. So, based on pot 1, I would love it if we got Real Madrid, and I think we will get Real Madrid. I think we'll get Real Madrid, and I fancy us to get... I don't know why, but I think we'll get Bayern. I'm hoping we get Dortmund or Inter maybe, but I imagine we get Real Madrid and Bayern. And we'll get Luis Diaz coming back to Anfield, and we'll get Trent Alexander-Arnold at the Bernabeu. I'm calling that now. In terms of pot 2, there's Bayer Leverkusen, Atletico, Atalanta, Villarreal, Juventus, Eintracht Frankfurt. I would love us to get Eintracht Frankfurt so Ekatike can see them. I also want to see Jonathan Burkhardt up close and personal for Liverpool. I think he's a really good player. Frankfurt, good side, so I'd like to see how Liverpool handle them. Anyone but Atalanta there, really. Bayer Leverkusen would be good for Ten Hag. Liverpool to get Ten Hag, maybe. And then pot 3, again, we picked 2 teams from each pot. Pot 3, PSV, Ajax, Napoli, Sporting, Olympiacos, Marseille, Slavia, Prague. Again, I'm pretty happy with any of them. Maybe not Napoli. Kevin De Bruyne and McTominay. The nightmare one there would be Napoli and maybe Sporting. Napoli and Sporting. Imagine, the absolute nightmare is, I think, PSG and Real Madrid in pot 1. Pot 2, Atletico Madrid and Bayer Leverkusen, probably. Pot 3, nightmare would be Napoli and Sporting. And pot 4, the nightmare draw would be maybe Athletic Club Bilbao and Galatasaray. There's still obviously a few more to be decided. Obviously, pots still to be decided with the Champions League team still to be settled. Lol Joey, fans invading other clubs' social posts with the "you've been pecked by the" depending on their club nickname. Oh, I've not seen that. Haddy, can I ask you a question? Fire away, mate. LDN, who have you got winning, Brentford or Bournemouth? I thought Bournemouth before the game, but up to this point, I think I'd probably be back in Brentford. Yeah, they've been really good. DS, as if Celtic lost to a team from Boratland. Archie, I think it's West Ham's time to go this season. Sam, which pot is Newcastle? Pot 4. Alex Macklin, I don't want Napoli. Shelley, watch it be Newcastle in the Champions League. No, Liverpool can't get English teams can't get other English teams. You can't draw. There is protection against drawing teams from the same country in the first round. So yeah, Liverpool, Newcastle, Spurs, Arsenal and Chelsea and City, we can't draw each other. Feels mad saying that many. 6 teams. 6 teams in the Champions League. Absolutely crazy. Almost certainly means that we're going to see some all-English knockout ties, doesn't it? Some all-English knockout ties in the Champions League. I think we might even get 2. Josh, I think a boring 1-0 Liverpool Arsenal this weekend. I don't know why. I think you could be right, Josh. I'd take that now. 1-0 Liverpool. Joe, who gets more goals this season, Strand Larsen or Gyökeres? I think if you got him at Newcastle, I think Strand Larsen would score more than Gyökeres. Yeah, he would. In fact, I'd be willing to wager that. I'd be absolutely willing to put money on that. Joe, got my passport sorted today. Just waiting for Thursday. Then gonna pick. Oh, you'll love it, mate. Honestly, I'm super excited for you. Them European aways are brilliant in the Champions League. Get to as many as you can. Liam Manning, unlucky Wednesday. Good free kick, that. Come on, Wednesday. Shelley, hopefully we get Europe this season. Everton aren't, Shelley. I love you to bits, but Everton aren't getting Europe this season. Listen, if you get anywhere close to the top half, it's progress. It's been good. But there ain't no chance, in my opinion. And, yeah, I just can't see Everton doing it. Unless you had a really good cup run. You've got Mansfield tomorrow in the cup. I think if you take the Carabao Cup really, really seriously and you start your best team in it all the way through, you've got every chance. That would be a big step forward for Everton. To go and really, really commit in a competition, because it feels like you've gone out in, Carabao Cup games. You went out on penalties against Southampton last year, didn't you? Stuff like that, where you've just not played your best team at Goodison. And Shelley, are Newcastle still going for Wissa? I believe so, yeah. Wissa and Strand Larsen still very much on. There was rumours today, by the way, that Newcastle had been offered Vlahovic from Juventus for €30 million, which I think there's a bargain there for someone. If you get Vlahovic and you get him fit, he could be such a player. He's still young enough that he could be really, really good. Ben, been working very, very late this evening. Still got laptop out. Had a big order from FC in Liverpool. Nice. Good work, mate. He's been linked with everyone, to be honest. It just hasn't worked out for him at Juve. But he was brilliant at Fiorentina. Yeah, really, really good player. Ben, the old cross-city rivals. Tranmere. Need 12 staff per match day in the Hill Dickinson. Really? I thought they were using Sodexo for a long time. Yeah, they were using Sodexo. I mean, they still might be. I don't know. But I tried speaking to Everton back in the day. Jim Nutt, Isak's doing the right thing, so you would do that to your employer. Wow, that's horrific. Well, I would expect my employer not to do that to me. Again, respect is a two-way street, Jim Nutt. If your employer disrespects you, you have very, very limited recourse to do much back. West Ham have gone in front. It's 2-1. Ben, they used to be a client of ours where the order has come from. Oh, nice. Alex Macklin can't stop laughing at the name of the new ground. Josh, who do you want to win? Accrington Stanley or Doncaster Rovers? I don't really mind, to be honest. I quite like both teams, both clubs. Right, we're back off for the second half here at the Vitality. We've had one change. Diakite off, Senesi on. Diakite not having a great start to his Bournemouth career, but he's been subbed off for Senesi. Archie, Lucas Paquetá with a good goal for West Ham. Semenyo has come on as well also for Gannon Doak. Gannon Doak's not had a brilliant first half as a Bournemouth player. Alex, thoughts on Ekatike? Wonderful player. Yeah. His name spelt backwards is the same as it is spelt forwards. I love it. Ekatike. Josh, I'm hoping Donny have a mate who supports him. Come on, you red and whites. Come on, Rovers. Jim, so you would sign him. That's low, very, very low. His favourite dream club is Madrid. Listen, at the end of the day, if a club and a player, if you don't agree on things with your employer, then what you do is the nicest thing you can do, the most respectable, thing you can do is go and inform them as soon as possible that, look, I don't want to be here anymore. I want to, I'd like to move on as soon as possible. And I think as a reasonable and fair employer, you try and facilitate a way to do that. If you can't do that in the first instance, what you do is you say, okay, fine, well, look, we don't want you to leave. We don't ideally want you to leave, but stick around for this summer. We'll try and figure it out for next year. That is how football has always worked. You can't really keep people... Well, not really. You can't keep people against their will. You can't. It doesn't work like that. Doesn't work like that. Alex says, I think Isak might pop in a transfer request. I don't think Isak needs to put in a transfer request. I mean, I don't think that's the reason Newcastle aren't selling him. If Newcastle wanted to sell him, they'd sell him. I don't think... They're not squabbling over 6 or 7 million quid of a transfer bonus. They're not bothered about that. That isn't the reason they're not selling him. Liam Manning, Bobby Clark scoring for Derby. Oh, that's good. I'm glad Bobby Clark seems to be finding his feet again. He's a talented player. Didn't quite work out when he went abroad, though. Big second half here at the Vitality. John Boy, what's the lead score? I believe it's 0-0. Yeah, Reading going through 2-1. Looks like Cambridge are going through. Wolves losing 2-1 at home to West Ham. Birmingham losing against Port Vale at home as well. Barnsley losing at home against Rotherham. Burnley Derby 1-1. Bromley 1-1 with Wickham. Burton 0-0 Lincoln. Cardiff 2-up against Cheltenham. Millwall beating Coventry 1-0. That's a big scoreline. Southampton winning away at Carrow Road. Norwich losing the 1-0 Southampton. Preston 2-1 up at Deepdale against Wrexham. Stoke losing 2-0 at the Britannia against Bradford City. Sunderland losing at the Stadium of Light against Huddersfield. Wigan Stockport 0-0. Sheffield Wednesday Leeds 0-0. Swansea Plymouth 1-1. That's all of the games tonight. Accrington Doncaster 0-0 as well. Reading and Wimbledon has just finished. Earlier tonight we've also seen Celtic get knocked out of the Champions League by Kairat Almaty of all people. Wowzers. Liam Manning, Semenyo coming on for Bournemouth. Yeah, he came on at half time for Gannon Doak. Reading are through. Oh, I tell you what, Brentford are knocking it about really, really well at the back. This is some... Oh, that's a foul, ref, and a yellow card, surely. That was a clothesline from Amin Adley. Yellow card for the new Bournemouth signing. Rico Henry got past him there, and he very nearly took his head off. Shocking play, that. Anthony returns to Betis as Moriarty. Is that one confirmed? Anthony. What's going on with Anthony? Betis in talks over permanent deal for Man United forward Anthony. Real Betis have reached an agreement in principle with Manchester United. Really intrigued to see what happens with Kobbie Mainoo. That's the one. Oh, claim for the penalty. No, he's back on his feet. Is it going to be a corner? Claim for the corner. Given a goal kick. Cambridge 3-1 up, yeah. Cambridge winning quite comfortably in that one. Kobbie Mainoo, though. I That's one player I just never would have thought Manchester United would have sold. The ghost of Christmas past. Hi, mate. Just want to warn you, I'll be visiting when the bell strikes 1. That's very nice of you. Yeremy Pino. About to join Palace as well. What do we think of that? Good shot from Amin Adli. Keeper saves low down to his right. Ostermorg, is Mainu being linked away? Yes. I mean, it's not only being linked, like, there's not just sort of tentative rumours. That's kind of been ongoing for a while, hasn't it? It's been talked about in quiet corridors at Manchester United for a while that they'd maybe be open to selling him because he's out the academy. So if they sold him for maybe 60, 70 million quid or whatever, then they'd get a huge amount of profit on that. And that suits Manchester United. Even if they wouldn't publicly admit that, it would be very, very good, very, very beneficial for Man United financially to sell someone like Kobbie Mainoo and Garnacho, more so than it would be if they sold Bruno Fernandes, who, you know, they've kind of already paid up Bruno Fernandes. There's not a huge... If United sell Bruno Fernandes for 100 million quid, there's benefit, but there's more benefit if they sell Kobbie Mainoo for 60 million. And I mean a lot more benefit. So it makes a huge difference, I think, to Man United if they were to do that. So I don't think it's something Man United would ever have been done. Would ever have done before. Liam Manning, Mainoo linked with us. With Leeds? No, he wouldn't go to Leeds. He would never go to Leeds. And that's aside from the Man United rivalry thing. I think he's... Again, no disrespect, mate. This sounds awful, but I just think he's bigger than Leeds. Kobbie Mainoo was starting for England in a big major tournament. He's not going to play for Leeds. He's not going to compete for a team that's maybe going to be down the bottom end of the Premier League. If Kobbie Mainoo leaves Man United, it'll be probably for the Chelsea, maybe for the Spurs, maybe for a team that maybe for the Newcastle. It honestly wouldn't be surprising if he went to Newcastle. All those clubs around there that could I mean, I think Villa did absolutely fantastic for Villa. Unai Emery would do wonders with that lad. Ostermore, probably one of the only assets they could get decent fees for. That's true. Yeah, there's not many. But obviously there was rumours doing the rounds for many, many weeks before this. But then this weekend, it feels like it was quite pivotal. Something seems to have happened because lots of like top Manchester United journalists, journalists who know the club well, have come out and said, Kobbie Mainoo, there seems to be major discussions over the next 48 hours. There's expectations that a decision will be made on his future, whether it's with the club, by the player. I don't know. It feels like the player wants to move, and maybe the club are considering whether or not to grant him that request. But it's quite obvious. Look, Kobbie Mainoo it's a World Cup year. It's a World Cup year, and if Kobbie Mainoo moves to somewhere, he might even say, it wouldn't be a surprise if you're Kobbie Mainoo now. You're probably saying to Ruben Amorim, listen, if you're not going to play me, at the very, very least, I want you to loan me out somewhere. Just loan me out to somewhere so I can go and play. It's a World Cup year. If I'm starting every single week, I might end up playing in the World Cup. If I'm sat on the bench, not only am I sat on the bench behind Bruno, who shouldn't be in that position, Casemiro, who is too old and never should be in that position anyway, but Bruno and Casemiro, you're picking ahead of me, and you're also picking a Gatti ahead of me, who, again, shocking footballer. There's no way any three of them should be ahead of Kobbie Mainoo. He should be the linchpin in that United midfield. But Amorim doesn't trust him for whatever reason. Chino, how has Julian been playing this game? Julian Araujo. He's done all right. I think he hit the post in the first half. I think it was him anyway. It was either him or Soler, but he hit the. I'm sure he hit the post in the first half. Took a big deflection. He's done okay. Preston 2, Wrexham 2. Alfie, if Mainu leaves United, genuinely the club is dead and buried. Cannot bear to even think about it. Swifty says Mainu is a natural 8. I think he would be better in a team that does play with that, like a middle 3. So he's got a bit of protection around him, and maybe United's system just doesn't naturally suit him. But he's it just feels so wrong, doesn't it? So wrong that Man United are actually talking about selling him. Huge asset. Yeah, it was Soler who hit the post. It wasn't Araujo. It was Soler, and Soler's just skied one over the bar for Bournemouth again. Ostermore could get reunited with Ten Hag at Leverkusen. Again, that wouldn't be the worst. That is a very good shout. Ostermore, an incredibly good shout. I like that. Maybe it's a Leverkusen on loan, and United go and bring in a centre mid. That could happen, couldn't it? Because if nothing else, Ten Hag put his faith in him, and he did start him a fair bit, didn't he? Obviously scored the winner in the FA Cup final, scored against Liverpool. Played a big part for Manchester United under Erik Ten Hag. Yeah, maybe a little spell in the Bundesliga would do wonders for him. I should apologise, by the way. My hair is all over the place today. I'm going to get my hair cut tomorrow. It's right scruff ball tonight. But hey, I'm not feeling so hot, so it is what it is. I'm just muddling through tonight's live, and tomorrow I'll be back sharp, looking fly. Barcayor, I think 1-1 in this one. Wouldn't surprise me, yeah. But Brentford are making a good few changes here. Dango Ouattara coming on against his former team, and he's getting an ovation. It feels Bournemouth are welcoming him back to the vitality, but Dango Ouattara coming on for Brentford. Pinnock has come off for... Is that Thiago? It is. Thiago's coming on at centre forward. So Brentford making some changes to strengthen things up and maybe try and kill this game off. Good. Swifty, your hair looks fine. Oh, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it this long. Chimey, R9 cut. No chance. Can't do the R9 cut. Stoke 0, Bradford City 3. We said 25,000 subs for the R9 cut. If I get to 25,000, be honest, 25,000 feels like a pipe dream at this point. I thought we'd hit 6 for the start of the season, but we've tailed off somewhat. But that is my fault. It's because I've stopped doing shorts. And apparently that's how you are discovered on YouTube these days, is by shorts. So I started doing loads of shorts in July. And subs flew up. And now I stopped doing shorts because they just take so much work. So I need to start doing shorts again, and hopefully the subs start shooting up again. Ostermore, what games are you thinking of doing this week? They're all the schedule's on, mate. I've done basically the next week and a half of games is all scheduled. It's all there on YouTube. So tomorrow I've got Rangers and Club Brugge. Thursday I've got Palace away at Fredrikstad, and we're doing the Champions League draw as well. Friday we've got the Championship, Birmingham against Leicester against Birmingham. Saturday, obviously we're back to the Premier League at that point, so we'll be doing 12:30 is... Who's the 12:30 on Saturday? I don't know who the 12:30 is. I've lost me way there. I know the 3 o'clock is Wolves against Everton, and the 5:30 is Leeds against Newcastle, but I can't remember for the life of me who the 12:30 on Saturday is. And then on Sunday we've got the Rangers, Celtic Rangers 12 o'clock, then Liverpool Arsenal 4:30, and then we've got another game on, or 7 o'clock, we've got Aston Villa v Palace at 7. So Aston Villa Palace at 7 on Sunday, and then we're into the international break after that next week. Got some National League footy next week. Norwich 0, Southampton 2. Hugh Dolan says, what are you saying? Chelsea Fulham. Oh, Chelsea Fulham is the 12:30, yeah. So yeah, we'll be doing Chelsea Fulham 12:30 on Saturday. 3-star Reds, those Celtic fans will be out in force tomorrow for the Rangers stream, Kee. Oh, you know it. Honestly, it's annoying. Well, not annoying, but it's dangerous because they go very violent and aggressive. Every time there's a Rangers stream, you see Celtic supporters pile in the chat, and it all goes off. Honestly, if you want some entertainment tomorrow, get into my YouTube chat for the Rangers game, because Celtic fans, they have insults I don't understand, because they're proper Scottish insults. But yeah, they give as good as they get. Plus the Rangers fans will all be very happy because Kairat have knocked Celtic out today. Joshua, what team do you support? I'm a Liverpool fan, Joshua. Big Liverpool fan, as you may have seen from last night's live watch along or any of the shorts that have gone round off the back of it. But I've been watching every other team this season pretty much. So I don't just watch Liverpool, we watch everyone. I'm watching Bournemouth and Brentford right now. Who do you support, Joshua, more importantly? Hugh Dolan, don't mention Celtic. At the moment, it's too sore. Oh, are you a Tim? That's what they're called, isn't it? It's Tims and Huns. Is that right? Tims and Huns. I apologise if that's insulting in some way. I don't know. I don't understand it. I was just told that that's what they were called. Swifty, I despise Scottish football in general. Why? I don't mind Scottish football. It's been one of the more entertaining leagues to watch this season, to be honest. Swifty, even the old firm is crap because they play each other so much. It does make it a bit odd that they play each other. It's like 4 or 5 times a season if you include the cup games where they inevitably meet as well. But Wolves 2, West Ham 2. But yeah, we're doing the old firm. We're doing Rangers tomorrow, mate, and then we're doing the old firm on Sunday. So how are you feeling about Celtic in terms of, obviously, Brendan Rodgers? Does he take any criticism for tonight? 3-star Reds reckon Joshua is an Arsenal fan. Oh, Joshua says Everton first, then Leeds. Oh, you're one of them fans who supports 2 clubs. Brentford are in here. Chance for Brentford. Hit it. Must be. Oh, it's 2-0. Is he onside? Is he onside? I think he is. It's 2, and it's Thiago. It's Big Ego Thiago, who we talked about. Someone asked me earlier on, is he going to be... Would you beat him in a fight? The answer is absolutely not. It was empty, wasn't it? Empty. If you're still in the stream, absolutely not, mate. Look at the size of him. He's a monster. But Bournemouth 0, Brentford 2. Anyone who had any illusions that Brentford would be going down this season, I think you need to recalibrate your thoughts, because I'm telling you, these are going to be all right this season. 3-star Red says, welcome to the stream, Joshua, mate. Yes, welcome to the stream, Joshua. Welcome to the channel, mate. Hopefully you stick around. We've got a nice little community here. We have all sorts of football fans from different clubs. We watch football together. So yeah, if you like that sort of thing, stick around, mate. It'd be good to have you. We're watching Everton against Wolves at 3 o'clock on Saturday, and obviously we're doing Newcastle v Leeds Leeds v Newcastle at Ellen Road in the 5:30 on Saturday. So your 2 teams are on this channel back to back. Hugh Dolan says Celtic not backed by the board this season. I know, but surely he's still got to take some criticism. 2 legs. You've played over 3 hours of football against a team that's not even the best in Kazakhstan. Wolves 3, West Ham 2. Oh, I told you that'd be the game to watch. Oh, you all persuaded me. You all said watch Bournemouth and Brentford. That's going to be a better game. I'm never listening to you. It's Jørgen Strand Larsen's come off the bench and won it for Wolves. Jørgen Strand Larsen, he's done it. Joshua says, Scousers, you'll never walk alone. Good to see you, Josh. Gav's highlights, alright, mate. Good to see you, Gav. How's it going? We're doing you lads early kickoff on Saturday, Gav. Chelsea against Fulham. Hugh Dolan spent less than 3 million so far this season. Mahir, hey bro, do you need a video editor? I'd love one, mate, but I haven't got the coins. I haven't got the penny to give you anything at this moment in time. So no, I can't, unfortunately. 3-star Reds, Everton, always our PSR brothers in arms, Kee and Josh. Robert, have you heard Wolves are thinking about letting Strand Larsen leave now? Well, he's just scored possibly the winner for them against West Ham. Shark, surely West Ham will go down as much as I hate it. I think they'll sack Graham Potter. Look, apparently he's been given 2 games by Sullivan. One of those games being tonight, and they have gone ahead and now they're losing against Wolves. So, they've got Forest at the weekend. I don't think there's a way that West Ham get a result at the City Ground at the weekend, which makes me think Graham Potter's future is already sealed. Archie says it's some game now, this. Mr. Luke Etherington, what is the prediction for the Premier League on Saturday and Sunday? Prediction video will be out on Thursday, mate. So I've got all my predictions coming out then. You can have a look at them then if you want to. Swifty, surely they'll make signings. Muller Jim, well, Keith Andrews is having a good start with Brentford. Unprecedented, isn't it, Muller Jim? Very unprecedented. Lots of people seem to think he was going to be the one that would take Brentford down and Brentford would bang in trouble. Done very well. Gav's highlights, I could edit your videos for free, bro, if you want. It's what I do, basically. Gav, listen, as much as that is very, very kind of you, mate, and it really is, I'm not going to refuse it, but what I would say to you is I would never, ever accept it because it's a lot of work. I end up filming all of my videos, and it's my fault. I end up filming probably, for a 20-minute video, I reckon you're looking at about 2 hours of footage. I'm not even kidding. Like, I don't script it. I just sit there and do it, and then I go, oh, that didn't sound right. I'll say it again. I don't stop it. I have it running the full thing, and then I go through and I edit it. So it takes ages. So I would never, ever expect anyone to do that for me. So I couldn't accept the offer. It's very, very kind of you, mate. Very, very kind of you. Do you know what you can do for me, though? What you can do for me is, if you want to help me out, if you want to help a brother out, you keep clipping my videos up, don't you? And you keep, reaction videos. Keep whacking me front and centre on the thumbnail alongside all the others, Goldbridge and all of them. That's giving me exposure, if nothing else. So even if you just do that, right? Just do that for me. Make sure you're including my reactions and whack me on the thumbnail if you can. Because eventually people are going to be like, who's this chubby kid alongside Goldbridge? I know who Robbie is. I know who Goldbridge is. Who's he? So I could do with that. If you nothing else, do that, and I will forever be in your debt. I'll never forget you if I make it big in any way, shape, or form, and I will pay you back in whatever way I can. Believe me, I always send the ladder back down. 3-star Reds, I'm always cautious about teams we're expected to beat. Key, Leicester, the prime example. Double I, Rio is a United fan, by the way, just saying. No, he isn't. There's clips of him in Liverpool kits from like the age of 4, 5, 6, 7. There's one of him wearing the kit that Sadio Mane wore, I think like 2016, 2017. Gav's highlights, do you have a Discord, bro? I do, yes. How can I get it to you? My phone's up there. Then we can talk about stuff. Yes, well, I was going to say, what I would say is, have you got me on Twitter? Message me on Twitter. X. Yeah, get me on X. If you've got it, get me on X and I can message you back on that, can't I? Josh, will you beat Arsenal on Sunday? I'm not confident we'll beat Arsenal, but I am confident that we won't lose. I'll say that. So I think a draw is the most likely outcome. Put it this way, I think they need to beat us more than we need to beat them. Like, Arsenal need to go and lay down a marker. If Liverpool draw against Arsenal at Anfield, everyone still thinks Liverpool are going to win the league. There's nobody who thinks... I don't think Arsenal can keep going to away. Arsenal at some point are going to have to go to a big rival and win. And they haven't really ever done it. They've never really done it at the Etihad or at Anfield. So they're going to have to do that at some point, and I don't think they'll beat us. So that's what I would say. Luke Etherington, will Jose Mourinho be Nottingham Forest manager? Well, there's been quite a few people suggesting that Jose Mourinho has been linked, but apparently it's Pellegrini. Apparently, oh, that was poor. That was really poor. Off the line by Bournemouth. I think he was offside anyway. Oh, sorry, by Brentford. Evan Nilsson with the shot, and it was trickling over the line, but cleared away by Brentford quite easily. Tobias, what game are you watching? We're watching Bournemouth 0, Brentford 2. We're in the last 20 minutes here at the Vitality. And Brentford looking relatively comfortable. Liam Manning, you had a United kit though, Key. I did have a United kit, but in fairness, I never supported United. I never ever supported United. I was put in a United kit. I didn't own a United kit and I was like, oh yeah, I'll wear you. I never chose it. I was put in it by my mum when I was like 3. If that, maybe 4, I don't know. Like, I was, barely able to think. There's no way I would have wore that United kit. And then as soon as my dad clocked me in it, she took me to Chester Zoo, took me in a load of pictures, put me in a load of pictures at Chester Zoo in this black, sharp view cam Man United kit when I was about 3 or 4 years old. And then I came home and my dad was like, what the hell is he doing wearing that? My dad has been going to Liverpool games since 1972. He's like, no, get it, no, absolutely not. Went and bought me a Liverpool kit, and that went straight in the bin. So I was never a United fan, but it is probably fair to say that I have wore a United kit, which is something not many Liverpool fans... That's not a cross that many Liverpool fans have to bear. Tobias, Dominic Calvert-Lewin coming on for Leeds. Nice, interesting to see how he does. Jay Sakini, would you take Wissett at Liverpool? No. Long ball forward. Evan Nilsson, good play. Really good touch, that. Better defending, though, by Brentford. They're playing really well, the Bees. So it's really, really good play. Again, if you're new around here, by the way, again, my name's Kee. We watch football every single day on this channel. All sorts of teams. We watch Premier League, Carabao Cup as we are now. Champions League, we're watching Rangers tomorrow. We're watching Palace in the Conference League on Thursday. We're also going to be doing the Champions League draw on Thursday, so if you want to watch that. We'll be doing the Championship on Friday, Birmingham away at Leicester City. All the Premier League games on Saturday and Sunday, of course, and then we're doing the National League next week because it's the international break. So we're also going to be doing the international games, Wales against Kazakhstan and various others. We've got all sorts of international games on over the international break. So if you want to be catching watch-alongs and football while all that's going on, while we've got a 2-week break from club football, get on this channel, get following us, because we are going to be watching. We're watching Brackley Town. Brackley Town against Carlisle United is going to be one of the games we're doing. We're also going to be doing Morecambe. We were going to do Aldershot. Morecambe against Forest Green Rovers. So 2 big National League games. Give us a like, give us a follow. Get over to YouTube and subscribe, Premier League Dad. Or search me, Kee Thomas. That's my name, Kee Thomas. Go and search it up, and I will. I'd love it if you subscribe. Double I, Rio will pull a Luis Figo. Just don't be chalk when it happens. Yeah, I'm sure he's desperate to compete in the Carabao Cup with United, Chief. Silver Fox, thought it was only me who tried a Manx top on many years ago. Sheffield Wednesday 1, Leeds 0. Wednesday have scored. Oh, what's going on there? Wednesday have scored. Oh, no, it's Jamal Lowe. Collects cuts, will Bournemouth score? I mean, they're pushing forward, but they're not pushing forward all that much. Thank you, Paul. Very much appreciated, mate. Thank you for that. Bournemouth don't look all that convincing. It's a long throw into the box here from Brentford. If anything, I would say Brentford look just as likely to score a third as Bournemouth do to score one themselves. So, long ball into the box here. It drops edge of the area, shots, and it's gone out for a goal kick. No, a corner. Paul Hexham, I'm watching Burnley v Derby. It's 1-1 at the minute. Liam Manning, Carl Darlow, shocking. 1-2-4, Strand Larsen's just added 15 million to his value. He's a top player. Honestly, I don't understand why There's some Newcastle fans, when they were linked with Strand Larsen, there were so many Newcastle fans I spoke to who all kind of went, not having him. It's a bit crap. Honestly, if you were signing... Put it this way, he scored and assisted more goals last season, Strand Larsen, than João Pedro did, and more than Mateta did. And if you'd have signed either of those at Newcastle, you'd have been saying, wow, fantastic, great players. Strand Larsen's wicked. It's another... No, it's a goal kick, that one. 1-2-4, proper 9 he is. 1-2-4, how has the new lads performed for Bournemouth? In short, underwhelming. So Diakite started at centre-back. He's been dragged off at half-time for Senesi. I don't think he covered himself in glory for the goal. Ben Gannon-Doak started as well. He got dragged off for Semenyo at half-time. Again, as a Liverpool fan, I really like Ben Doak, but he didn't really cover himself in glory. So... a few times he had a chance to get at his full-back and didn't really do it. He's up against Rico Henry, by the way, who's a really, really solid full-back, and he's never really got past him in the game. There's Adley as well, who's played up front for Bournemouth. Big chance, good save from the Brentford keeper. Huge chance that for Bournemouth. Did very well. That's going to be a foul. And now Brentford on the counter-attack here. Oh, I tell you what, they're taking some chances here at the back, Bournemouth. So Adley is the other one. He started, I think he's played 60 minutes, got booked and went off. Haven't really seen much of him. Araujo hasn't done much. Soler hit the post. That would maybe be one to think about. Soler hit the post, but other than that, it's been a pretty poor performance from all the Bournemouth's side. Joshua, should Harvey, Endo, Gakpo, Tsimikas stay? I think Tsimikas goes. Apparently Rome are very close to getting him. Harvey Elliott, I think he probably stays now, and I'm glad for that. But I wouldn't have been surprised if he moved on. Gav's highlights, I'm following you. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Yeah, we'll have a chat. Mate. And I really do appreciate it. I hope you don't. I really do appreciate the offer. It's very, very kind of you. A few people have said similar things, that they'd like to help with things, and that's really, really lovely. Like, I can't tell you that. And I do need it. I know that I need it. I know, like, editing-wise, it ain't always the best. And the thumbnails, I'm learning everything. You know, there's some things I look at now and I think, like, when you do them, obviously I'm just starting out. I've never edited before. I've never made a thumbnail before I started this channel, like 8-9 months ago. So... they were always going to get gradually better as you learn. Same way with anything. But I remember making some thumbnails and going, that looks really good. That looks amazing. And then now I look at it and think, how on earth have you posted that? Same with editing. It's all stuff that you just look at and you're gradually more appalled at what you've let go. But I really do appreciate it, mate. Thank you. It's very, very kind of you. But I couldn't possibly accept. I wouldn't allow myself to accept. Kee, the #1 Everton fan. The Ev. Up the toffees. Kee, have you seen what Paul Machin said on Redmen TV? Oh, are we talking about this? I have seen it. Yeah, I have seen. I'm not gonna comment on it because he's deleted the post. But yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't great, and obviously people have said what they've got to say about it. I haven't got anything to say about it. It's not. I don't know the guy. I don't know anything about him. I've never met him. Of course I've never met him. But anything that I would say would only be construed as jealousy or bitterness or whatever, because they've got a football channel and it's much, much bigger and all this sort of thing. So I am not going to say anything at all. I'm not going to say anything at all about Mach and the work that he's doing. But he certainly put a questionable post out, didn't he, last night? I think he posted at like 4:30 in the morning though. Someone said it was like 4:30 in the morning he posted it. Now that doesn't excuse what he said, but it was one of them where he's maybe not read the room. He's probably been bladdered. Maybe you can excuse it by, mate, you said something a bit silly there. Gav's highlights, do you know Flying Pig? Mate, I edit for him as well. Do you really? Of course I know Flying Pig, yeah. What an absolute melter, mate. What an absolute melter. Harry Maguire, slabhead. I love him. Yeah, I love him, mate. Me dad watches Flying Pig all the time. And by the way, the editing on that is fantastic. So, fair play. If you do the editing for him, amazing. However, I will say, I don't have two pennies rubbed together, mate. You know my situation. I have quit my job to do this channel, so I am very, very new to it. I don't have two pennies to rub together in terms of editing fees and all that sort of thing. I couldn't pay you. So as much as it's nice of you offering for free, I couldn't accept that, and I also can't pay you. So I'm goosed either way. But if you can give me some tips or advice or things, if you've got any time you could share, that would be really lovely. I'd be happy to accept a little bit of time from you. I bet you could give me some. You could certainly give me advice and pointers, I'm sure. So I'll accept that. I'll accept your kindness in terms of advice and time, if you will. But I certainly would never take that. That's far too much. You've got a living to make and a family, I'm sure, like anyone else. So I would never dream of that, mate. But thank you very much. And yeah, I'd love to talk to you more about it. Mark J, to be fair, you look a bit like Harry Maguire. I'll take that. That's not even an insult. I'd take Harry Maguire. Be yourself, Dylan. Graham Potter getting the sack. Wolves winning 3-2. Jay, hope you're good, Key. Brilliant live as always, mate. I don't know about brilliant. I'm feeling a bit ropey tonight. Gav's highlights, I do it for free. I don't charge him. He's a pal. Mate, I don't understand. You've obviously got a talent. You've got a huge talent doing that. You're doing you really do. That's like, you do some good work there. 3-star Reds, I've subscribed to Flying Pig and do drop in sometimes. He is hilarious. He is funny, isn't he? Yeah, me dad's one of them, right? He watches Goldbridge and Flying Pig and the United Stand because he's old school Liverpool fan. Like he even watches Saeed and stuff like that, me dad. But yeah, he loves seeing United in decline. It's like such an alien thing for him because he's lived through that period in the 90s and the noughties, getting the mick taken out of him. The same way I did, really, but I was in school, he was in work. So he's just loving this period where United are pretty garbage. Gav's, just to let you know, me bro, I don't care about money, just like helping out people I like. Mate, you're warming my icy heart. No, listen, let's talk off air. Let's take it off air, and I really do appreciate it, but there's a limit to how much I'm prepared to accept, because I don't want to take the piss, mate. You seem a really, really lovely guy. Not seem, based off what you're doing, you're a really lovely guy. And people do tend to take advantage of that stuff. Mark Giu scores for Sunderland, says be yourself, Dylan. Swifty, I've just taken over the business. Cash flow in the early months is always tough going. It is, yeah, mate. Well, taking over a business as well. That's bold. I've never done that. I've only ever done startups. Started 2 businesses. One of which went very well, one of which didn't go so well. But, hey, there you go. Shelley, me too. I like the United decline. Empty, thoughts on Thiago goal? Missed it. It was a good finish. Yeah, really good finish. Shelley, I'm probably your dad's age then. My dad's birthday the other day. He's 60s, good fella. Not the pizza. He's just a good fella. He's a lovely bloke, my dad. Lovely, lovely bloke. Because most people tend to think about the dads anyway, but my dad really, really is a lovely... He's one of them people, my dad. He might even be watching this. If you're watching it, Dad, I love you to bits. You know I do. But he's one of them people who, like, we've gone on holidays. We've gone on family holidays before. He knows someone everywhere. I remember we went into a bar in Portugal. And we was in this bar in this really small fishing village in Portugal. And we walked in and sat down. And this fella looked at my dad and went... And then, like, said his name and started talking to him. He'd known him from years ago. And I was just like... But that's happened on, like, literally every holiday. MT, I just love to laugh at United, and I'm Belgium. Anderlecht, they've also been making me smirk for years. Mark J, not meant as an insult, just an observation. No, again, I didn't take it as an insult, Mark. I promise you, mate. I promise you. You'd have to work very, very hard to insult me. Again, I've grew up with my dad. My dad's. It's water off a duck's back. If you can't take banter in our house, you didn't really last too long. Be yourself, Dylan. Leeds losing. Regan, what was the business that did well? Well, I could tell it was in advertising. It was in advertising. I did well for about 6-7 years. It was really good. Sold it and did well out of it. But yeah, that was my baby. I loved it. Liam Manning, why have DCL on if we don't cross it? Swifty, I've been retired for 9 years and came back for another round of stress. Rather you than me. Do you know what I hate? I didn't hate it. I'm not very good at people management. Not very good at people management. I'm too soft. Far too soft. Because with people management comes all sorts of things, doesn't it? You have people who take the mick. You have a lot of good people, mostly good people, but you also have people who do take the mick. And I am generally someone who sees the best in people. And like, I'll have people. I used to get people saying, "Kee, he's taking the mick out of you. What are you doing? Like, just get him gone." And I'd be, "Oh, listen, he's having a hard time at home at the minute," or you know what I mean? Like, just constantly making excuses for him, and then they'd literally be taking me for a ride for God knows how long, and then I'd end up having to let them go, and I'd end up being in the actual meeting with them, sacking them for like 2.5 hours instead of just, do you know what I mean? Because I'd drag it out, because I'd be like, too soft. Was never really made for people management. Be yourself, Dylan. I went to Italy last year, went into a cafe, and the waiter stared at me and said, Are you the dancer from TikTok? Nice. Mate, I still can't believe, Dylan, for what it's worth. I am really, really chuffed that you come in my lives. I can't believe it. Because me and my missus have like, for a long time, even before I started this channel, I think, we talked about, Al Curly, like, look at, unbelievable. And the Lady Gaga one that you did, that she replied to and stuff like that, my missus, she loves it. And then, yeah, you came in the live one day and I was like, it's Dylan. Shelley, always people who take the pee and not be fair. Yeah. It's stuff, it's like really simple stuff. It's just working in sales. You'd always get, that's the thing with salespeople. Salespeople always look for the gap in the fence. That's the nature, I guess, of a good salesperson, is they don't necessarily always do the hard yards. They look for the gap in the fence. And as a result, salespeople, you need to manage very, very closely. You need to. Some people need the arm around the shoulder. Some people need the kick up the backside to get the best out of them. You can't just leave people be and expect them to be just sound. You need to motivate them every day and all that stuff. It's hard. Yeah, it's very hard. Or it was for me anyway. Some people are probably just naturally blessed with it. Not me. This could be a red card for Bournemouth here. It is. It's a yellow, second yellow and a red card. Araujo sent off. Swifty, I couldn't find enough to do with my spare time. Do you fancy coming on a footy channel? come and help me on the footy channel. Be yourself, Dylan. Wrexham won it at Preston. Joe, Kee, did you show the game last night? I heard you did. You heard wrong. But there you go. Bournemouth are down to 10. And this one... Oh, yeah. That might have been a red off the back, that one. That probably could have been a straight red. Forget the... Oh, yeah, that might have been a second. It was a second yellow. He's got a second yellow, but that might have been a red from the off. Gav's highlights. Do you know what might help you out, bro, if you do watch high videos for the games as well. If you do watch high videos, what do you mean? High videos to the games. I don't know what you mean. Yeah, I was gonna say let's talk offline if you want. More scores for Wrexham. Shelley, what's the game tomorrow? Did you say tomorrow? We are watching Club Brugge against Rangers. Club Brugge 3-1 up from the first leg, but that was a really busy game, that one. So we had nearly 5,000 people last week for that one. So it was a typically busy game. So I imagine tomorrow will be as well, which means, yeah, the chat's going to be pretty lively. Bournemouth with a strike. It's going to be a corner. 3 minutes left. Guys, let's watch along highlight videos. Oh, what you mean from... Oh, no. Hey, listen, I know what you mean. Again, the challenge is doing the highlights, clipping them up. I'd have to do it through YouTube, and I don't really know what I'm doing, and it takes so long to do it. Like, I'd spend more time on it than... Yeah, I don't know. That's why I'm thinking at the minute, I'm being featured on fan reaction channel, fan reaction watch along highlights and stuff. Like, I'm being featured on alongside Goldbridges and AFT all these, so that's really helping. Even though they're getting more views than my channel is, to be honest, that's really helping, if nothing else, because it's raising the profile. But yeah, spending time editing the highlights after each game, it's hard. And even if it's not, it's probably not that hard. Maybe I'm making more hard work of it out than I should be or could be. I'm just not very good at editing, full stop. So, yeah. But I know what you're coming from now. I do need to do that, and that would be wonderful. That would have been one of the things. I think if I had the money to pay for an editor, that probably would be the thing that I would ask them to do. Is listen, just do us a favour, just clip up the goals or the main highlights from the game, like sendings off, penalties, whatever. Clip them up and put them into a little 2-3 minute highlight reel and put that on. We'll post that on YouTube. I'd love that, but. I honestly, I don't have the time, and if I do have, even when I do have the time, I am not very good at it, and probably end up cocking it up or spending like an hour on it, which is, people probably can't have that done in 5 minutes. There's a fella who has all them highlights clipped up and done literally within 10 minutes of games finishing. Don't know how he does it, which shows that it's doable. Just shows that I'm cack-handed at it. Paul Hexham, Burnley 2, Derby 1, 91 minutes, Leeds goal, Bogle. Well, this one's about to finish. We've got about 20 seconds left. Bournemouth, 10 men. Brentford 2. Should we put one of the games on that's going to go to Ecky time? Can't hurt, can it? Should we put a game on that's going to Ecky time? Or is it extra time? Or is it just penalties? Maybe we just put one on that's going to penalties. We could put the Leeds game on or something. Right, this one's finished anyway. Bournemouth 0, Brentford 2. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll switch over to a game. Let's switch over to a game that's going to go to extra time. Bromley and Wickham extra time. Cardiff. Millwall are 2-0 up at Coventry. Southampton went through. Wrexham went through. Bradford went through. Sunderland and Huddersfield. Wigan have gone through against Stockport. That's good. Maybe we go to Sunderland, Huddersfield. Does it just go to pens? Is it pens or is it extra time? Callum, since that Anfield agenda, he's a right. Have you seen Callum? Have you seen what someone asked me before about what the guy from Redmen TV said? Have you seen what Paul Machin put on Twitter? Straight to pens, says D28. Right. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. Because Leeds, there's about 10 minutes left. Yeah, roughly. There's about 10 minutes left. So what we'll do is we'll put a penalty shootout game on. Sunderland Huddersfield is about to go to pens. We could do that one. Have a look. Search it up on Twitter, Callum. Have a look at what he put. It was worse. It was worse than what Anfield Agenda said. Joe, did you see what Agenda said about Rio? Very dodgy. Yeah, I know, but look at what Redmen TV said as well. Someone asked me before about it. Look at what he said. He's deleted the post now, but he got a very, very strong reaction. It's in the same realm as what Anfield Agenda said. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not going to comment on it. But someone asked me about it before. I have seen it, but I know he's deleted it since. I think all I'll say is he was. I don't know him. I've never met the guy. I don't know him. Don't know him from Adam. But he posted it at 4:30 in the morning after the game, and maybe he'd had a skinful. Maybe he was a little bit bladdered, and therefore maybe he wasn't in the best frame of mind and said some things that he, on reflection, maybe wouldn't have said if he had his time again. I assume that's why he's deleted it, but there was definitely a strong reaction to it anyway. But yeah, again, I don't know. Lucia, are you able to reword what he said? Can't find the tweet. I can't really say it on here. It's not really. Well, listen, nor am I gonna, because if I try and reword it, and then it gets in some way, hey, look at what he was saying about you. It's better off you just find the tweet. It is out there. People have said it about him. People said it about him. People have put it on his recent post. So even if you just look at his recent post, like people have, I saw his recent post and it said, he deleted it and then he posted something new, not even acknowledging what had been said. And people had commented saying, "Are we just not even going to talk about what you said last night?" So you'll find it. I promise you'll find it. But I don't really want to raise it. Right, Millwall, Coventry, going to pens. Oh no, yeah, sorry, it's not going to pens. Coventry have got a penalty. Sunderland and Huddersfield is in the 103rd minute. Josh, Bournemouth was just not good enough. No, not good enough, and they got a man sent off. Was it Errol? What's Errol? What does Errol mean? Right, dog walking, groups time. Catch you on next one, Kee. No worries, Paul. Take it easy, mate. Thank you for the gifts. Good to see you and everything. Really appreciate it. Millwall 2, Coventry 1. That one might not be over, at the Den. Coventry only got a goal now to get back. Callum the Red, Paul and Craig to Prison FC. Here we go. Have you found it? Have you seen it? Yeah, Araujo sent off, Josh. Wasn't good. See you tomorrow for the Rangers game, Dylan. Take it easy. Have a nice night. Liam Manning says it's just pens, innit? Yes, I believe it is. Ask him if he's found it. Where was it? What the fuck is wrong with people? I don't know why. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not even going to talk about it. But I don't know where he's found it. Listen, I don't know. It is definitely on X. 100% it's on X. He had it. He posted it at 4:30 in the morning. It was still on at like midday, and people were still posting like, "I can't believe you've left this up. You've had an absolute shocker. This is like." Anyway. Jamal, absolutely off the mark with that Brentford prediction, mate. I know. Couldn't have got it more wrong, could I? Couldn't have got it more wrong. To be fair, they did start really, really poorly, and then Bournemouth hit the post, and the team, the lineup that he'd put out, it wasn't very good. Bournemouth had put obviously a lineup with all their new signings in, and they look quite strong. And yeah, it just as soon as Bournemouth, well, I think once Brentford scored, it was always likely to be a Brentford win. They played really, really well. I said at half time, even though it was only 1-0, at half time I was like, that's it. Brentford have won. Joe, I've seen it. Jeez, that is worse, isn't it? Paphos 1, Red Star 1. Lisha, Key, you need to see Newcastle's commentary on Rio's goal yesterday. Best thing you'll hear. I shared it on Twitter. I posted it on Twitter. It's the one where he goes like that and he goes, ah. I've seen it. It's brilliant. Callum Keith, LFC6. It's on. Nicknamed Shorty. Keith LFC6 on Twitter. That's where it's on. Oh, well, there you go. Lisha, if you want to see it, it's that. I'm guessing. Keith LFC6 is what Callum's saying he's on. Typical Matthew Riesbeck commentary. Is that who it was? Jeremiah 2911. Hi, how will it go for the games on Sunday? Premier League. Well, I'm doing a prediction video on Thursday if you want to join. And if you want to go to YouTube, join Premier League Dad. Key Thomas, search me up YouTube. You can see my predictions for this weekend's Premier League games. That'll be out maybe tomorrow, actually. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Thursday. Celtic are out of the Champions League, Mark Russell Davis, yeah. We'll be live tomorrow for Rangers as well. Rangers against Club Brugge. Can Rangers turn that one around? I wonder. Kate Rose, thank you for the follow, Kate. Right, let's see. Should we put Leeds on? Let's put Leeds on. Balls to it, go on. Have a bit of Leeds. Let's have Sheffield Wednesday Leeds. Alright, we'll change it. We'll even change it. Nah. Stick Sheffield Wednesday Leeds on, why not? Reset. Pernaldinho, mate, I'm buzzing about the Brentford game. It was unreal, that, wasn't it? Yeah, really, really good performance from Brentford. It's got to be said. But surprising as well. Has to be said. Really surprising performance. And they did really well. They deserve that. Leeds in. Chance. 5 minutes of added on time. There's not going to be long left here for Leeds to try and pinch it. Papi Cisse was at St James's today. Run it back. Run it back. Right, it's 1-1, isn't it? This one's definitely going to extra time and penalties for sure. Cisse goal at Chelsea. Hell of a goal. Pernaldinho says the Carvalho goal was really smart. Yeah, it was good. It was well run as well. Good run. What is the best goal you've ever seen? Cisse goal at Chelsea, a lot of people say that's up there. But what is the best goal you've ever seen? Braunschweig 3, Stuttgart 4. Shelley says, let's see DCL go off injured probably. Steve McNair, Paphos 3 minutes from making the Champions League debut. Paphos, of all people. Swansea have knocked Plymouth out on penalties. Sam, what's the score? It's finished. Bournemouth 0, Brentford 2. But we're currently what? Leeds are in. How's he saved that? Or how's he missed that? Sheffield Wednesday 1, Leeds 1 at Ellen Road. Why is it empty, by the way? Is Sheffield Wednesday not allowed to get fans in? What's going on? Why is it empty? James Greer, have you got any spare players we can have and we'll give you Rodgers? You know about Aston Villa? Liam Manning, what a save. That was different class, wasn't it? Last 30 seconds or so here at Hillsborough. Why is it so empty? I'm astonished by that. Chance! It's in, it must be! Oh my God, Leeds. Oh my God, how have they managed to keep this one at 1-1? Sheffield Wednesday. Come on, Wednesday! Pope, recent great goal. Kamar Roof. Standard Liège. Yeah, that was some finish, that wasn't it? Kamar Roof. Is that Dominic Calvert-Lewin as well? Number 9. Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Couldn't finish his dinner. Jordan, Prime Hazard or Prime Bale? Who are you taking and why? Prime Bale, because he was miles better. Wasn't even close. Prime Bale. Honestly, I'd have average Bale. I'd have Spurs Bale wasn't Prime Bale, but I'd take him over Prime Hazard. Bale was far better than Hazard. Again, Hazard seems to get... I honestly, I won't put Hazard in the top 20 Premier League wingers of all time. He's astonishing to me. Jordan, that's valid. Honestly, I don't look at Hazard and think what a player. He was a good. No, he was. He was a very good player. But I think if we're talking all time, I would rather have Ian Robben in my team than Eden Hazard. Liam Manning, Bale was better by miles even when he went to Madrid. Good goal via Liverpool. That is the best goal I've ever seen against Liverpool. Gareth Bale's in the Champions League final. For me, that's maybe the best goal ever in the Champions League final. Joe Key, I think the team's togetherness is stronger than ever. Don't know why people thought Isak would split. But are you of the opinion now that actually you should get rid of Isak no matter what the price? Like, I'm not saying you sell him for a ridiculous, like a 100 million, 90 million, whatever. But surely you'd sell Isak now just to get him out the club. He just has to go. Gary Garner, you've changed your name. I've not changed my name, mate. The channel handle is still the same. Premier League Dad. I'm still Premier League Dad on everything. I've just made it clear that my name is Key. Because the amount of people who came on and called me Dad for a while, it was a little bit like... I almost didn't click because I didn't recognise your channel. Oh, Christ, well, that's not good then. Bromley 1, Wickham 2. Wickham have pinched it at the death. Or I think they've pinched it in pens, actually. Sean McCann, what game did you watch today? I watched Bournemouth 0, Brentford 2. And it was alright. It was a decent game. But we was going to watch the game that I wanted to watch. And you, my audience, made me change it. I said I wanted to watch Wolves against West Ham. And you all said, no, Key, that's going to be awful. That's going to be a crap game. Don't watch that. Watch Bournemouth and Brentford because that's going to be really good. Bournemouth and Brentford was dire. It was absolutely shocking. Wolves West Ham was 3-2. Wolves came from behind and won it. You've screwed me again tonight, you lot. Nah, it was still good, wasn't it? It was still a good chat, if nothing else. Sam, I never said that, Key, mate. No, Sam, you never. You never, Sam. You stuck to your guns. It was all good. But everyone else did. I'm Crute. I wish I'd seen your reaction to the Engamoa goal. Well, you have to go and check. It's on the channel. Click the channel. You can see it. I've posted it. It's literally on the channel. You can go and watch it. You can watch it on YouTube or you can watch it on TikTok. If you click my name, you can see my reaction to the Engamoa goal. It's right there. I've clipped it up into a nice 60-second clip. And it's not pretty, but it is the reaction that I gave. It's authentic. Joe, at least you didn't watch the SMBs. The SMB. Smelly Mackham Bar Stewards. Is that what that is? SMBs. Joe, after the Asula goal yesterday, I was already getting excited to wind you up today. Oh, you would have been, believe me. Yeah, you would have been. We're watching the Leeds penalty shootout now. Yes, D. Nickel. Yeah, we're just watching Carl Darlow and the goalkeeper, Ethan Horvath, the Sheffield Wednesday keeper, just having a little conflab, a little keeper-to-keeper, keepers union chat. Sean McCann, I reckon Igor Thiago will be a dark horse this season. Looks a top striker. Do you know what? He was a good striker in Belgium. He played really well in Belgium and then he got injured as soon as he came to the Premier League. But he is a very good player, yeah. Right, well, let's do the penalty kicks now for Leeds and Sheffield Wednesday at Hillsborough. What do we think? Who's going to take this one? Who's going to win it? Who's going through? You've been pecked by the chickens. Joe, the ground was shaking when Asula scored, not even joking. Yeah, honestly, mate, when that Asula goal went in, my mind immediately raced to you. And I was thinking, that fucker's going to come on tomorrow and going to wind me up. Something rotten. I was debating already cancelling tonight's stream. I was thinking, I can't go on. I can't go on if he's going to take the piss out of me. No, I wouldn't. I'd still come on. You've got to take your medicine, haven't you? Right, Barry Bannon. First up for Leeds. Barry Bannon. First penalty. Is he ex-Leeds, Barry Bannon? I'm sure he played for them in the day. Shot. Easy. Nice penalty. Bottom left. I think Jake's still at St James. Jake's clouds in St James. He's gone. His head's gone. Shelley, I wonder if DCL takes one. I can't see why. Listen, if your number 9 is on the pitch and he doesn't take a penalty, you've got to ask questions. Here's Joel Pirro. He's going to take one. Onye, how West Ham have fumbled, that is shocking. They might actually go down. Does Graham Potter get the Nottingham Forest game? That's the question. Joel Pirro, left-footed against Ethan Horvath. Saved by the American keeper. Big save for Sheffield Wednesday. Hillsborough goes mild. Joe, to be honest, yesterday still feels like a win with how proud I am of the lads and how well we played. Yeah, no, and I can imagine. I fully get that. They played very well. With 10 men. There's a lot. You know what? I'm quite surprised how many Newcastle fans have been so, disappointed with Anthony Gordon. So aggy with Anthony Gordon's been sent off now either against Everton, Liverpool, or he got sent off in the game just before the cup final, didn't he? Here we go. Sheffield Wednesday to take their second pen. 2-0. Great penalty by, is it Ugbo? Sticks it away. Top corner. You don't save that. You just don't save those. Excuse me. And the Hillsborough fans go home, says Reese. Here we go. Dominic Calvert-Lewin. And number 9, where's Knickers and Bras? Hey, Dixie Dean didn't do it. Bob Latchford didn't do it. Andy Gray didn't do it. So why's he got to do it, eh? And number 9's wearing Knickers and Bras. Here's down at Calvert-Lewin. He skied it. He skied it. Dominic Calvert-Lewin skies it. Oh, what a wrong un. What a wrong un. Oh, no. Oh, you missed it. Oh, dear, oh, dear. Oh, when it's... Do you know, and I feel sorry for him because he seems, at the heart of it, he seems like a really nice fella who's just... It's just all going wrong for him. And there's something quite poetic about that, isn't there? It just... You could just see it, when it just gets worse and worse and worse. Wednesday, 3-0 Wednesday. 3 out of 3 for Wednesday. 2 missed for Leeds. If Leeds miss this one, it's done. They have to score. We're already at the point where Leeds have to score. We've only seen 5 penalties. We're already at the point where Leeds have to score or it's over. And it's a big old penalty, and it's Longstaff. Sean Longstaff. Leeds fans are already pouring out the exits. Leeds fans are leaving in a penalty shootout. I've never seen anything like it. Longstaff, saved. It's over. It's done. It's done. They've won it. Why is Horvath not celebrating? It's done. It's absolutely done. Oh, Tottenham, what are you watching, mate? I've just watched Sheffield Wednesday knocking Leeds out of the Carabao Cup on penalties. Bloody hell. Brendan Rodgers in line for the Notts Forest job, says James Greer. Plenty of Forest fans don't want him. Ollie, what happened to you watching Brentford? I did watch Brentford. Yeah, finished Brentford. That one finished 2-0 to Brentford against Bournemouth, and then we switched over for the penalties here. And Sheffield Wednesday have just won. Reece, my Bath's cap could have scored that Calvert-Lewin goal. ZQXV, what did you think about yesterday, Key? I think Asula needs to start more. Couldn't agree more with that. I've liked Asula since we watched him in the European Championships. I would be incredibly disappointed if Newcastle signed, 2 strikers and he just stayed on the bench. I think he does deserve more opportunities. He is a really talented player, Asula. And not only with the goal yesterday, by the way, he ran the channels really well. Kirkes is one of the fastest fullbacks I've seen, and he beat Kirkes plenty of times for pace. He's a really, really fast player, Asula. He's a good player. Just still young as well. He needs time. Sean McCann. What we saying, Sean? I know this sounds weird, but what leagues do you reckon you know every single player from? Oh, God. I don't think I know. I don't know. I've never thought about it. Probably not that many, Probably not that many. Like Premier League, I know most. No, I'm not saying most. I reckon I know every Premier League player. Know quite a few in the Championship. We've watched a lot of Championship footy. I think I've got a good grasp on La Liga. Got a decent grasp on the Bundesliga. Not too bad on Liga 1, actually. Other than that, no, it's just bits. Honestly, I really like the Danish Super League as well. I've watched a fair bit of Copenhagen and Midtjylland as well. The rest of them not so much, but we've watched a fair bit of the old Scandinavian leagues, and you pick up bits watching the Conference League and stuff. But hey, yeah, I don't think I know that much. I really don't. No more than most, but I just watch a lot of football. That's it. I've chosen the path of watching a lot of football, and inevitably when you do that, you pick up quite a lot. So I don't profess to know more than anyone else, really. Shelley, night, thank you for the watch along. So happy I found your channel. Sleep well. Shelley, you too. Lovely to have you on as always. And maybe see you tomorrow. Joe, Key, according to Crute, you're not allowed to be proud of your team regarding the results. Hey, listen, I'm sure Crute didn't mean it like that. Liam Manning, fair play to that keeper though. Good saves, to be fair. I think he's got to save those though. That both of them are a very good height for Ethan Horvath, but good saves before the penalties, sure, definitely. He's one player of the match anyway. ZQXV, Alanga and Asula will be the next Mbappe and Vinny. TR and Thamsy looked good as well. I didn't know if TR came on last night, did he? Leo, it can't go on like this. It can. Right, Liam Manning, latest Key. See you tomorrow. Take it easy, lads and lasses. Everyone that's been in tonight, really appreciate it. Again, if you want to, I will be live tomorrow for Club Bruges against Rangers. That's a big Champions League game tomorrow night. So if you want to join, make sure you have clicked up here and followed. Make sure you've gone over to YouTube as well. Click Premier League Dad, search Premier League Dad, or my name, Key Thomas. Premier League Dad, Key Thomas. Go and follow me on Twitter as well. Premier League Dad and Key Thomas. I will see you all tomorrow if you're around. Take it easy. Have a lovely night. Not long left of it. Have a nice night. See you later. Take it easy.